So, Mujin video came out last night, this morning. ChibiReviews has a few things to say about it. He starts with such a disingenuous video and thumbnail with multiple points being flat out wrong by Mujin. Even the thumbnail is implying Demi never posted she cheered me being cheated on. Also, you conveniently painted the drama as if Demi never said didn't you get cheated on Lamau as the main reason everything happened. You couldn't even get the story about the cheating right. You said fiance of 10 years, it was my best friend of 10 years. You definitely got most of your notes about me from Misinformation. You were making sure at every turn to make me look as bad as possible with bias to give people the impression I'm borderline criminal and a PDF. Fucking disgusting. There's a lot to unpack here. There's a few different claims. Where should I start? Okay. The thumbnail claim. Let's look at the thumbnail for a second. So he says that the thumbnail is implying Demi never posted she cheered me being cheated on. The thumbnail is saying, hey, don't draw prawn of me. Wait, didn't you get railed live on your Twitch stream? I don't really see what's wrong with that thumbnail. Like, I think that it's representative of the drama pretty well. It just, I don't understand why he's upset about the thumbnail. Truly. Like, this is what started the drama. Like, this is accurate, actually. This is pretty representative of the drama, like, objectively. And, it seems like he's just upset because he wasn't the focal point of the thumbnail. Yeah, basically it's because the thumbnail doesn't mention him. So, I don't know. Like, so it seems... Okay, what I'm understanding from his tweet is that Chibi thinks that Mujin is reducing the whole drama to Demi putting down boundaries. But antis are harassing her with, like, the plappening, and it's ignoring, you know, the greatest tragedy, which is Demi mocking Chibi about him being cheated. I don't know if I would appreciate having that on a thumbnail if that happened to me, but I guess that's just a personal preference. Next point, you conveniently painted the drama as if Demi never said, didn't you get cheated on Lamau is the main reason everything happened. We can look at the video for that, because I watched it last night. We can look at the video in a bit, but I'm pretty sure he says he does show that. And he says that, like, within 24 hours, she would lose everything, or it would take, like, massive proportions. So I don't know. You couldn't even get the story about the cheating right. You said fiance of 10 years. It was my best friend of 10 years. So the real story, okay, is that Chibi got cheated on. His fiance cheated on Chibi with his best friend of 10 years. Which is very fucked up. But Mujin mixed those up. He says something like his fiance of 10 years cheated with his best friend that he's known since childhood. The videos didn't even show all the time Chibi has been like this and then saying it's not biased to dislike him. I know he's a crybaby, but wow. Yeah, I actually watched the Mujin video, the bit about Chibi, and I thought that... My personal opinion watching the video was that if somebody watches it, an onlooker that doesn't know anything about Chibi review, they're gonna come out of this sympathetic to Chibi because he shows all of the tragedies he's been going through, the swatting, the doxing, like the brother's grave being digged up, and like who would watch this and be like, nah, fuck that guy. There is not a single person in... Okay, well, I guess the people doing that don't think that way, but... I don't think there's a single normal person in the world that would see this and be like, yeah, fuck that guy. They would be like, holy shit, this is horrible, and not even my worst enemy deserves that. But Chibi, the thing with Chibi is that he's got so much lore. He's got like so much lore, so much backstory, huge digital footprint that it would take a really long video to probably piece everything together. Anyway, let's move on. Second tweet from Chibi. How Mujin's viewers are seeing his non-biased video. Been getting DMs like this all night. Dude straight up lying and spreading rhetoric similar to my harassers. Disgusting. This person named Brit, Mujin made a video for all of us employed people. Here comes everyone that knows you started and are farming it for money because you're poor and this is your only income. Do yourself a favor. Well, first of all, don't start a hate DM saying you're employed and then acting unemployed like this. Back in Korea, I'm assuming your friend were jumping at the opportunity to drop your weird ass. Who takes what she said to her Discord community as she wasn't apologetic to you? Anyone with a fucking brain can understand she wasn't sorry. To the freaks who think she got railed on stream, are you an oblivious? She has a disabled leg. Look at any of her VODs and she moves the same. TLDR, Ensel shames a woman for setting boundaries and cries when she claps back because your original post wasn't called for. Yeah, don't do that. It's really annoying how, third Chibi tweet, it's really annoying how often people make hit pieces on me using obvious misinformation that can easily be disproven. ChibiReviews has had a recent hit piece by like internet anarchists. Actually, Mujin talks about that in the video too. No, that's true, Chad. The commentary community really hate him. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's really annoying how often people make hit pieces on me using obvious misinformation that can be easily disproven. I think here he's referring about that fake screenshot that we spoke about before, the Walmart one. Every time someone comes at me, most of the time, they got massive skeletons in their closet. Look at my history, and you'll discover I'm right. People will go out of their way to defend cheating on a partner or mocking a dead family member just to hate on me. Seeing bigger content creators echoing lies about me constantly is genuinely insane. The ChibiReviews hate bandwagon must be lucrative for making money for people to have this rock bottom of a morality. And then, another tweet. Mujin did such little research, he instantly put in a fake tweet that he had to cut out, which he had to clarify. 200k people saw this and now think I'm a PDF, calls into question his entire video, and he screenshot a pinned tweet by Mujin where he says, did this just inadvertently create a new getting railed on stream meta? Probably. Edit. Seems like the tweet around Demi tweet around 49 seconds was fabricated. I cut that out as soon as I could. YouTube processing takes around 40 minutes. Sorry about that. Edit 2 for LOLE. I said that it represents underage characters. Technically, the definition is underage looking character. True. So, what is this tweet? What is this fake tweet mentioned here? Well, people have different ideas as to what it is, but we're about to find all of that out. He's tweeting so much. I think I counted the tweets and it was 5 tweets in less than 4 hours. Okay, there's another one. And another one. 200k people saw that fake information Mujin posted and are now calling me a PDF over it. He purposefully spread fake information to ruin my career and label me a criminal. Insane how many lies are spread about me. This is quoting a tweet saying, delete your fucking channel, clown. So, then we have all these people also saying, Mujin already has to cut out a fake tweet. He's learned absolutely nothing. Chili led a miserable life and decoded it was everyone else's fault and or problem. I mean, there's a saying that says hurt people, right? But then there's also another side of the internet that's also mad at Mujin, but for different reasons. So this person says, I watched most of the video and it literally contains no opinions whatsoever, and it all does is go over the footage and chuckle and say it's up to the viewer to decide. So he's basically just cashing in as usual. And this person says, I mean, Mujin didn't mention that the tweet about Demi's boyfriend being a rapist was fake, so either way he's biased, even if he didn't intend it to be. So this person is introducing a new narrative. This person is saying, now everybody here, Chibi included, this person too thinks that the fake tweet is ChibiReview Walmart tweet. The one that was in the anarchist video, the one that Demi accidentally tweeted. Let me see if I can pull it up. One sec. It was, anyway, this person thinks that it's the Walmart tweet. Do you guys know which tweet I'm talking about? It's the one Demi accidentally tweeted. The one where, like, he went to Walmart and he saw a lolly or something. But this other person here seems to be talking about another fake tweet, which is about Demi. So that rang some alarm bells. We started digging. Started digging. I look at the comment section in Mujin's video, and I see this, for example. Also, at Mujin official, that deleted tweet by Espiritu was fake apparently, and the guy who posted it is notorious for doing stuff similarly. So then I'm like, okay, so I don't think people are all talking about the same tweet right now. Here, there's a timestamp at 49 minutes, which is the same timestamp that Mujin put in his pin tweet, that says the tweet in a screenshot is apparently fake, according to Rima. And if you guys were present 2 days ago during my stream, the tweet that we spoke about that was fake was this one. And this lines up with this other commenter that says the deleted tweet by Espiritu was fake apparently. We know that tweet by Espiritu that he deleted was fake, right? And Chibi retweeted that too. So now it seems that there is a huge confusion because side 1, which is the ChibiReviews side, believes that Mujin deleted a screenshot about ChibiReviews. But side 2 believes that Mujin deleted a fake screenshot from Demi. Ah yes, it was this one. Side 1 believes Mujin used that tweet. So this all makes me believe, and it makes me come to the conclusion that they all didn't watch the fucking video. Like they all of them, they didn't watch. Okay, I cannot scroll on this profile one. My bad. Bored. They all didn't watch the video. None of them bothered to watch the Mujin video. I watched the entire section on ChibiReviews. There is even a segment where Mujin brings up Demi's tweet, and he talks about her using the screenshot about like the Walmart one and stating that it's fake. And then he even talks about the internet anarchist video. So I'm like, it doesn't make sense that he points out that the tweet is fake in like the earliest section of his video, and then that he would later use it and then not mention it's fake again. I was like, that doesn't make sense. Now there's this tweet that is like popping off. It says Mujin makes a video about the Demi situation and ends up posting misinformation and misinterpreting the context of the drama. I really think he needs to stop making drama videos at this point if he can't even bother with basic fact checking. The video heavily focuses on Chibi's victim narrative while giving less weight to how Demi repeatedly escalated the drama. The drama started with Demi's unhinged personal attacks against Chibi while claiming to be a supporter of mental health. That hypocrisy was the key trigger. The video is overly fixated on the railed on stream VOD that makes it seem like that was the main trigger for the drama instead of her personal attacks on Chibi. The VOD was a separate meme pylon that wasn't central to the actual drama war. The video also initially had the fake tweet up and doesn't call out Demi for including a known fake tweet in her post attacking Chibi, which is her trying to slander him. On top of that, he also misframed the definition of lolly as well as his past relationship info to make it seem like Chibi is some kind of criminal. Mujin also reads Demi's line, "I had no idea ChibiReviews tried to take his own life," without strong pushback. The cheating plus mental crisis/S-side attempt was a major public story in February 2026 with millions of views on X from various creators, multiple Reddit threads, videos, etc. Treating "I had no idea" as a plausible excuse only 4 months later while knowing about the cheating drama is laughable. He also includes my post about her BPD plus some info, but doesn't connect that info to her overall drama of reactive personal attacks, victim reversal, and difficulty with accountability going hands off with "I can't keep track." You'd think he would learn after his last debacle with the Saikun as a Predator video, which he had to take down because it was full of misinformation. Is it as bad as that one? Not really, but it still shows that he doesn't do his due diligence on this one. I get that creator drama is messy with a lot of false context and information flying around, but Mujin really needs to do a better job at this. But even now, so many people don't trust him after his unhinged attack on Powder and past videos issues. Okay, so this is the timestamp for where
My bad on that. And what she was referencing was the fact that in the first version of this, she would link an image in which ChibiReviews says, "Went to Walmart today and saw some cute LOLIs, which honestly made my day, lol." So this is a fake tweet, right? Chibi never tweeted this. Many use it to hate on him because if it were to be true, this would be him admitting that he pretty much likes children, right? IRL children, and still calls them LOLI, even though they're meant to be fictional characters, right? So, you know, just straight up admitting.
It's too loud. I'll lower the sound. Is it? No, it's like halfway.
He's a pedophile. This image has spread so much throughout the internet that there's a lot of people who believe it's real. In fact, even Internet Anarchist, when he made his video about Chibi, had initially included this tweet, which later forced him to...
Yeah, so this... Wait, doesn't it... Like, this directly disproves what this guy is saying. The video also initially had a fake tweet up. Doesn't call out Demi for including a known fake tweet. He literally just calls her out. Like, I'm pretty sure none of these people actually watched the video. And like, if he calls out that the tweet is fake here, why would he reuse it later? Anyway, that's not even the... Like, I think everybody fell for it, and now everybody's going off each other's false information, and it's somehow taking immense amplitudes. And then all the Demi defenders are also upset at Mujin, because actually the wrong tweet that he included was about Demi. Oh, somebody made like a cohesive debunk. Wait. It's gonna be so much clearer if I just show this. So this guy says, Chibi says he's purposely spread fake information to ruin his career and label him as a criminal. The tweet Mujin cut out was a fake Demi tweet that Chibi was spreading out. See, this guy's got it right. Somebody figured it out besides us. 200k people saw that fake information Mujin posted and are now calling me a PDF over it. And then it's ChibiReview QRTing this guy named Espiritu, who's also a YouTuber, that's posting a fake Demi screenshot, one that was debunked.
As this was happening, Chibi would tweet this, saying, "Hold up. Is it true she's deleting tweets to hide evidence now? This all could have been avoided if she didn't double and triple down. My mask-off ability is stronger than ever." So here Chibi would be referencing another allegation, the fact that she was deleting posts about her boyfriend's past behavior. In this post, made in October 2025, Demi would say, "It has been brought to my attention that my partner had an incident where he essayed someone close to me. He's changed since then, and he's gone to therapy. I know this sounds bad, but people aren't defined by their past, people can grow." Chibi would have something to say about this. "This all started with me calling her out for hypocrisy. If this is true and she's deleting these tweets, it's nuclear level bad and a big yikes. I actually am concerned she has Stockholm Syndrome at this point. This is horrifying." As this was going on, he would do something that he always typically does whenever there's a conflict or drama surrounding him, which is post a screenshot of his stats. As this was happening...
Okay, and then I want to watch the other one. Okay, so this is the unedited one, and this is the edited.
As this was happening, Chibi would tweet this, saying, "Hold up. Is it true she's deleting tweets to hide evidence now? This all could have been avoided if she didn't double and triple down. My mask-off ability is stronger than ever." As this was going on, he would do something...
Yeah. Okay, so that's the tweet. We were right. That's the tweet that he deleted. The deleted one is the Demi one that these guys already spread online that was debunked to be false. So actually, ChibiReviews has it completely backward. He says Mujin is spreading false information to ruin his career, but it was Chibi who was spreading false information. Isn't that insane? Mujin and Demi are known friends. That's not true. Demi came after Mujin during the Saikuno drama. She dunked on him too. Yeah, Chibi spread it. So, wait. And if we want to confirm this even further, we can look at the 49-second timestamp of the supposed deleted SS to see if it lines up with Snot-Nosed Swagger's tweet.
Do something that
this is 4848.
Saying my stats on Twitter for the last 7 days, showing that he's gotten over 17 million impressions, which also means money since he's monetized on the website. Now, Demi wouldn't post anything for around more than 24 hours since she would make that post about how if she really wanted to get railed on stream, at least she would have an OF account. And then on June 17th...
I missed it. Hold up, is it true she's deleting tweet evidence? Okay, yeah.
As this was happening, Chibi would tweet this, saying, "Hold up. Is it true she's deleting tweets to hide evidence now? This all could have been avoided if she didn't double and triple down. My mask-off ability is stronger than ever." As this was happening, Chibi would tweet this. Now, this all about her boyfriend.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this guy did a good job piecing it together. I didn't have the original Mujin video, but I was also wondering why all these people were not showing the fake screenshot that everybody like was talking about. But also they could have just checked. It was pretty obvious. I do not care or know what's going on here, but I blame Twitter. Fair enough. I do want to point out the person that made this post is very biased against Chibi, but I will at least give proper context. I do think Chibi is really overreacting to Mujin despite Mujin's faults with the video. Yes, this person is absolutely biased towards Chibi, but he's got the correct information. And it's like, you know, I'm all about like laughing about drama and all of that, but I want to laugh about the correct information. Now they're all kind of like going off each other's false information, which is kind of wild. I could understand making a mistake or two, but the sheer amount clearly showed that he'd not only rushed the video with little to no research, but also came out of this with heavy bias and a plan to spin the story. But hold up. It's all of this comes from your fake tweet, though. That's crazy. Like, listen, Espiritu's always been nice to me, and I appreciate that, but I gotta put the dots on the I's there. 2 mistakes? 1 or 2 mistakes is fine, but okay, what about 4 mistakes? This is... I mean, it's getting kind of crazy how much a story can blow up. Like, it's like narratives are being built on crumbs at this point. Like, it's kind of scary, the amplitude that Twitter is taking. And they're all going off each other. Like, there's so many tweets that are just straight up believing that, and absolutely no one has bothered to check. And you can hate Mujin, you can dislike his Saikuno video, that's totally fair, but he did not put a fake screenshot of Chibi there. He simply didn't. Like, if you want to be mad at Mujin, you should be upset that he put a fake Demi screenshot in there. I didn't know that he posted his stats on Twitter 2 days ago. But this drama is so stupid. It's actually so stupid. Like, all parties involved are dumb. You know what's the craziest part? Neither party is gonna learn or grow out of this experience, and everyone will just go back to doing the same shit. Well, yeah, probably. There's gonna... Yeah, no, probably. I feel like everybody's gonna actually triple down on their points. You get a PR manager, and you get a PR manager, and you get a PR manager. I mean, PR managers act differently now. They like make you do the response yourself. Well, the other things obviously aren't going to be reconciled with people throwing out PDF accusations. Wait, did you catch the whole stream? Did you just come in? We just debunked that it wasn't the PDF accusation that was in the video. It was the Demi tweet that was in the video. That Chibi and other people spread. That one. That was the fake tweet mentioned in the video. It's so interesting how this drama developed compared to Cinder's situation. Almost no one except drama content creators said anything about this. You think? I think there was a lot of people that said things on Twitter. So this is what Twitter do to an average person who look like nothing but goon and hate. Oh, I like the goon part. I don't like the hate part. Told you all 3 of them suck. Put my name on a t-shirt. I found your super chat 50. It's just people in their camps defending their biases. Trigger point Emerald, April, Espiritu all have associated with Chibi in the past. Got it. Yeah. I mean, people with similar ideologies do tend to stick together. However, I think that, I don't know, is it a crazy thing to say or to expect people to make points and arguments based on facts and not just like made up stuff, even if they're from your groups or from like similar point of view than you? Team sports politic, and that's kind of a good way to put it. Does Chibi know that Demi tweet is fake from Espiritu? I think he deleted that tweet, but did he delete that tweet? Probably, because I'm pulling up an archive right now. I'm not sure. We do archive stuff that are not deleted. I'm not gonna say yes or no. I know Espiritu deleted the tweet. He did delete the tweet because he figured out that it was fake. However, I don't think Chibi even understands or knows. Chibi is convinced, probably, that this is the tweet that made its way into Mujin's video. But it's not. It's this one.
I'm hungry.
Yeah, Espiritu deleted it, so I assume Chibi might also have. Yeah. Chibi didn't care enough to watch the video. I think if you're gonna levy such a strong accusation to somebody or about somebody, you should at least take the time to, you know, watch the video or at least check the transcript. I mean, like, there's several screenshots that made me feel Chibi did in fact delete that tweet. Thanks for the confirmation, chat. But I was like, when I was
channel with almost 2 million subscribers.
And also props to the people that pointed out the tweet in the super chat is apparently fake according to Rima. See, that comment is the one that like that made me realize, oh, hold up, this is not the tweet that everybody is thinking of. Because the one that I said was fake, I remember distinctively that it was this one. Mujin also mentions the internet anarchist like video where he used that fake screenshot. So I was like, it would be stupid to say that, you know, to know that this happened and then you use it.
Subscribers would make a 30-minute video about Chibi reviews. Chibi would see
I feel like this is my style of thumbnail, by the way. Like this not saying that he copied my thumbnail concept, but I'm just saying that's a thumbnail concept we've done.
This and would tweet multiple times about how much he dislikes this video, how he thinks it's slander, and how it's defamation. Him simply tweeting this would send his loyal supporters to come and brigade the video. It's currently sitting at 4,000 likes and almost 7,000 dislikes, with thousands of comments, many of the top ones completely disagreeing with the video itself. In their opinion, Internet Anarchist was justifying the bad things that happened to Chibi simply because he likes fictional drama.
Anyway, so the fake lolly tweet Demi unknowingly tweeted was never mentioned by Mujin at all. Yes, it was mentioned by Mujin. It was mentioned for here.
My bad on that. And what she was referencing was the fact that in the first version of this, she would link an image in which ChibiReviews says, went to Walmart today and saw some cute LOLIs, which honestly made my day, lol. So this is a fake tweet, right? Chibi never tweeted this. Many use it to hate on him because if it were to be true, this would be him admitting that he pretty much likes children, right? IRL children, and still calls them LOLI, even though they're meant to be fictional characters, right? So, you know, just straight up admitting he's a pedophile. This image has spread so much throughout the internet that there's a lot of people who believe it's real. In fact, even Internet Anarchist, when he made his video about Chibi, had initially included this tweet, which later forced him to re-upload the video once he found out that it was fake. In this case, though,
see, so he points out that it's fake. Like, he straight up points it out. I think that sets it in stone. Watch the video we're discussing? Nah. Yeah. And basically, he also says that the Internet Anarchist video is like basically... Well, let's just fucking play it.
Drawings of underage children, and that the biggest mistake he did was simply shitposting, trash talking online. So the point of this yapathon was to show you that Chibi calling out Demi like this wasn't in.
So it's like he basically says, like, in the Internet Anarchist, they're basically saying that Chibi deserves all of the stuff that he's been through because he likes lollies, and they equate it to being like PDF files, which I think is a dumb take. So Internet Anarchist video was pretty bad. Let's be real, but I think it's like this is not a video that is against ChibiReviews. Internet Anarchist is not well regarded because he's a plagiarist, so people are primed to hate him. Wait, he's a plagiarist too? Wait, really, DropTube? I did not see that. Jesus Christ. Yes, they did say that Ilara was a man, and Ilara is not a man, she's a biological woman. But yeah, I think like watching the video you're discussing is a pretty low bar, but I guess it's too much of a high bar for Twitter. Although these guys, like, they're content creators though. They have huge YouTube accounts. Some of them have huge YouTube accounts. You'd think that they do like the bare minimum. Oh, Royalties here has a video covering him and the plagiarist accusations about Anarchist. I kind of like Royalties here's videos. They're like humorous and stuff. The bare minimum is too much, Rima. He does a good job at covering videos, yeah. Chibi used to do anime content. Yeah, I know. It sucks that all the AniTubers kind of pivot to other stuff. I kind of wished I was an AniTuber at one point. I mean, he still does anime videos, but they're like more culture war adjacent anime videos. Should we watch the Mujin video so you guys can see whether it's biased or not, or whatever claim is going on? May as well, that way nobody can claim they didn't watch it.
Now, this might come as a shock to you, but the
Is it still too loud? Oh, you guys already watched it? Would you rather watch Nuzagi's video?
idea of being railed live on a Twitch stream is not really a new concept, because back in 2022, that's actually exactly what happened. A woman streamed herself with her boyfriend behind her, and it was just so blatant, so obvious, that it went absolutely viral. In fact, I can't even show you the full clip because it's that blatant. This video will get age restricted. But yes, this is actually real. And back in 2022, people were shocked not just because of the act itself, but because it was done on a website where the youngest allowed age to make an account was 13 years old. So obviously, a ban was expected. But the thing is, people were shocked yet again, even more so than the first time, because they realized Twitch banned her only for 7 days, effectively giving her a 1-week vacation for getting her cheeks clapped live on stream. But here's the deal. This was someone who didn't really have a large...
Like, I'm actually shocked that she got banned for 7 days. There was another instance too where there's a rapper, not a rapper, like one of those Kai Sanat adjacent, like, super loud streamers that did some not safe for work stuff with a girl on stream, and it was like, ugh, it was gross.
Following. In fact, she barely had any following at all. So here's the question of the day. What if this happened to someone with a large following? In fact, let's make it even more interesting. What if this happened to a VTuber? What's fascinating about this question is that they could technically do this and get away with it without suffering any consequences, because how would you prove it? You're simply only shown their model. Well, the good news is that for anyone asking themselves these very important questions, we now finally have...
Yeah, the one with the woman under the desk. That was trashy as fuck. Nuzagi versus Demi would be peak Philippine on Philippine violence.
an answer. This is because the VTuber Demi found herself at the heart of a scenario that looks just like that. And it was a disaster. What started out as a simple post outlining her fan art preferences to her community would somehow escalate into a nasty feud with another content creator, which would somehow lead people to find a VOD from August 10th, 2025, in which Demi streamed herself playing the game Outer Wilds. This was it. This was the VOD in which people were convinced that Demi was getting railed live on stream, but not just for a few minutes. Some would be convinced that this lasted for over an hour.
I mean, this is the part of the drama that took the biggest magnitude. Like, I have normie friends that message me saying, yo, VTuber drama is wild. I heard this girl got plapped on stream. So this is what shot the drama to the stratosphere. Her responding to ChibiReviews in that like mean girl manner, saying, yo, you got cheated on or whatever, that was the spark that lit the drama. But then it took like amplifying magnitude when the plappening happened.
Of just constant railing as she was trying her best to hide it by acting normal on stream. I mean, look at this novel here, which is meant to show you all the different timestamps she did something suspicious. This person would even go as far as labeling this whole debacle as arc.
Yeah, the boyfriend had stamina. And last stream, we actually, the Goonstigators, we looked up what is the world record for how long somebody's like clapped. And it was like 17 hours. That is crazy. We're gooners too. We should be allowed to goon.
Arc 2, Arc 3, Arc 4, Arc 5. And believe it or not, this is me barely scraping the surface here. Because then the narrative would shift.
Ma'am, this is journalist. Oh. I have a meme for that. My brothers. This is my life lately. Like, what is my life become? It's like this meme. I'm 50 and all VTuber news looks like this. Curtains for Demi Nishiki, Mujin and ChibiReviews caught bending the knee? PogChamp face, PogChamp. What world do we live in?
Into the fact that she was getting railed, yes, but by another guy as her boyfriend was sitting in the opposite room. Guys, this would go so incredibly viral that yes, not only would it trend on Twitter, but according to the website, there would be over 250,000 posts made about this topic in just 2 days. Tens of millions of people would see these posts, and it would spread all around the globe as far as China. I mean, you can even find people talking about this on Facebook. Hell, this was so significant that there's even a
I mean,
dedicated
Facebook has like a big VTuber community. Most of the Philippines are on Facebook, like mostly on Facebook.
Know Your Meme page about it now. This has piqued the interest of millions of people, and yet many have a hard time
Also,
understanding.
I'll add that like just the fact that Twitter now automatically translates all tweets means that there's so much more like cross-cultural information being spread.
It due to its needlessly complex nature. There are so many layers here. And so I figured I would make a video about it, explaining everything as objectively as humanly possible so that you can come up with your own opinion about it after understanding it, so that we can proceed to finally move on, because I'm tired of seeing this on my feed. And so without further ado, you already know the drill by now. Let's do this. All right, so first things first, who the hell is Demi? Well, I think it's obvious by now, she is a VTuber, but not just any VTuber. Over the last few years, she has become one of the top English-speaking independent VTubers on the planet. Whenever she goes live, she averages around 3,400 viewers, with her always peaking around 4,000 to 5,000. The reason why this is significant is because recently Twitch started incorporating a new way to combat view bots, implementing an aggressive viewer cap on people it thinks are viewbotting. As an example, Emiru recently had her view count reduced down to 10,000 viewers. During her streams, she usually always peaked around 20,000, and there she was capped at 10,000. This was Twitch saying that it thinks half her viewer count is fake. So for now, seeing that Twitch's viewer cap took no effect on Demi's channel, it meant that she had a substantial community and that it wasn't.
Oh, come on, Rima. The Plappers was firing burst, not automatic. Otherwise, you just run out of ammo. I've never been good with firing burst, though. I think I prefer revolvers. Damn, I guess you could say this goes deep. Shut up. We are all going to hell with all... Like, I made so many jokes where I'm like, it's funny, but I'm definitely going to hell. Also, this is my favorite character from Sakamoto Day. Go watch and go read the manga. It's really good.
Fake. But how did she manage to achieve this? Well, for people who are fans of her, it's fairly straightforward. They love her personality and her over-the-top reactions to many different things, whether she's reacting to a video or to a video game. At the same time, her model is very unique and very expressive too. It's easily recognizable, and there are people who watch her purely because they like the way she looks. But just like any big content creator these days, you can't have a fan.
It's a bit like Coco Melon, but for like straight, like adults.
Face without having haters, and Demi definitely has haters. Their main issues with her are that she is a mean girl and that she can be irresponsible with her big platform.
We found the word that describes her yesterday. We coined it's obnoxious. Obnoxious is the word. We figured it out. Thank you. I'll be here all night.
As an example, back in February 2026, she would tweet out, "Why is no one talking about the blatant view botting in the VTubing sphere?" and then would proceed to call out someone specifically about this, the VTuber Olivia Monroe, even going as far as contacting her talent agency at the time, Mythic Talent, to complain about this.
That was messed up.
Definitely controversial when it happened, okay? The problem with view botting, the reason why it's become such a big problem, is because unless the streamer themselves says, "Yes, I'm view botting," there's no other way to prove it. So to people who hate or dislike Demi or just disagree with her, this was as if a judge gave someone a death sentence without even bothering to conduct a DNA test. Now, we still don't know whether Olivia actually did viewbot because she hasn't streamed since the 26th of April 2026, and because of that, Twitch was not able to implement any view caps on her stream, right? She has to stream again for that to happen. In one example,
Olivia's been going through some like IRL like deep struggles, so I totally understand why she's not streaming.
Example of her using her platform irresponsibly from people who disagree with her is when she would express how she hates when
big IRL family stuff, and she also had like health issues.
People say that streaming is hard, that she's very privileged and very happy to be in this position. A way smaller streamer would have a disagreement with her on this topic, and it would lead into drama, with Demi personally calling them out on her stream, even though she has a way bigger following than them. So look, just like any content creator, she has supporters, she has people who dislike.
Oh my god, we watched those clips the last stream and I forgot how bad it was. Like she actually had like good arguments, and during that time she also DMCA'd another channel. And now, okay, just to be clear, DMCAing as a content creator when other people talk about you is a big no-no. However, she DMCA'd someone probably in the only reason why people unanimously would be like, okay, this was warranted, because she DMCA'd a channel that just uploaded her VOD without any commentary or transformation at all. So it was actually, it was stolen content. So you are kind of allowed to DMCA. Like, this is like one of the only times where you can DMCA somebody. Anyway, but during that whole clip, it was like a 30-minute crash out. We put the clips in my Discord server if you guys want to go see it, discord.gg/Rima. She was so obnoxious and annoying. She sounded crazy. Like, she had the right arguments, but the way she went on about it was so bad that, like, you don't even want to side with her. Her reaction was way too overboard for what it was. The amount of protein Demi is taking in. You think she's pursuing a career as a bodybuilder?
Her, and she's been in her fair share of drama, but I assure you, there's nothing that she's ever been through in terms of drama that can even compare to the radioactive shit show that you're about to witness. So how did it begin? Well, it would all start on June 12th, 2026, when Demi would tweet out, "Hey, just a reminder, I'm extremely uncomfortable with NSFW art of me. But why did you make your VTuber look like that? Just because I like sexy or hot things doesn't mean I want to see porn of it. It's just a VTuber. Who do you think of when you see it?" She would then clarify this point further in the replies, saying, "I just feel like there's so many other content creators who'd love to have artists draw them in that way."
No, exactly. She's so dramatic, it's hard to be on her side. And of course, when you react like really seriously online, people are gonna like joke about it more. Just like, you know, the way she's reacting to the plappening, she's like trying to defend it, but like now people are just gonna double down even more.
And it's wasted effort towards me too. But I'd like to make this clear. I'm completely okay with sexy stuff because I like sexy hot women, I just don't like porn. She would then reply to a couple of people who were confronting her about this point, saying, "What does this have to do with me? I don't go out of my way to stop people from doing what they want whatsoever. I just like saying my personal boundaries, tourist." So like, this was straightforward. This was directed towards her community. Hey, listen, I personally don't like seeing my character in these specific situations, but I don't mind sexy art. And so around 6 hours later, the content creator ChibiReviews would see her post and would decide to quote tweet it, saying, "So you're uncomfortable with NSFW art of yourself, but repost NSFW art of yourself. This level of virtue signaling has stunlocked me." A minute later, he would edit his post to remove the first sentence and would just say, "This level of virtue signaling has stunlocked me. Look at the repost."
See, I didn't know that it was edited.
And so the repost in question would be Demi reposting art of her character in which she's showing a lot of skin, right? You have big stars that are covering her breasts, but at the end of the day, her character was wearing somewhat of a skimpy bikini, right? Now, normally something like...
Yeah, she could have leaned into the plapping jokes, and I think it would have... I mean, I wonder how many views her VODs has now. Yeah, 2 days ago it was at 800k views.
This wouldn't really be very significant. People disagree with each other on Twitter all the time. They call out each other all the time. It's just the nature of the website and its algorithm. The reason why this was significant, though, wasn't necessarily because of the post itself, but it was because of the person who was posting it. ChibiReviews. And for you to really understand the situation that's currently unfolding, you have to understand who this guy is. ChibiReviews would make his YouTube channel around 12 years ago, and he would do exactly what his name
That's
entails.
insane.
He would review anime. But even back then, he would get himself into some pretty rough drama, just reviewing anime. Some people would disagree with his takes, some people would find him cringy, and it would lead to a number of people to find out that Chibi's older brother actually died from suicide. This would prompt another YouTuber by the name of That Anime Snob to make a video criticizing Chibi, making fun of his dead brother. This was back in 2018, and back then, the wider anime community was absolutely shocked that someone would say something like this. At the time, ChibiReviews would get full support from other content creators that were his friends, like the anime YouTuber Mother's Basement, giving his full support, and also Joey Bizinger, otherwise known as the Anime Man, saying, "How dare you say this to my friend, I hope you rot in hell." So drama has always been somewhat present in Chibi's life, but it would be nothing compared to what he would have to experience in the following years. You see, around the early 2020s, Chibi would start shifting his content.
Wait, how does everybody know this Mother's Basement guy? Who is he? I've actually never heard about him. Everybody's saying, ew, Mother's Basement, ew, Mother's Basement. He's a terrible Anituber. He did opening reviews. Another Anituber that thinks he's superior. Oh god.
more from just anime to anti-censorship and anti-tourist rhetoric. In other words, government should stay away from what I post on the internet, and people who don't understand anime should stay away from anime. So what defines a tourist? Well, to Chibi it was simple. If you were someone who found LOLI to be repulsive, I can't say
The sword art online grifter. It's crazy how much drama there's in anime.
that word on YouTube, but in a nutshell, it's underage characters found in anime, then you were a tourist and you deserve to be called out for it. Also, if you found siblings doing the deed, so incest, to be repulsive or disgusting, then you were also very clearly a tourist, and you deserve to be called out for it. You don't belong in the anime community. He would make these points constantly, and while yes, he would grow a fan base, he would also grow a significant amount of people who hated his guts. And on October 3rd, 2024, his life would change forever due to those haters that hated his guts. He would post a clip from the anime Dandadan, saying the animators didn't need to go so hard for this scene, and in this
Oh, you'd actually like his video? They're well constructed. Oh, it seems like people have different opinion on that Mother's Basement guy.
clip, we can see one of the two main characters who's in high school almost get taken advantage of.
Only watching this again because of you. Well, you know, you might as well watch the video that's being discussed, like with the class.
Say, by a bunch of aliens. And it would go mega viral. I mean, 21 million views. This is the kind of post you see if you're a normie with a freshly installed Twitter app. And barely 2 days later, he would find out that, well, due to this post, he would get doxed. Someone would post actual images of
That is, dude. The people on the internet are so unhinged that they will dox you because of an anime opinion on an anime. It's fucking fictional. It's taking way too far. But that's also why I don't like you. I'm watching this. You guys are watching this. We're all thinking the same thing. This is fucking unhinged. So I don't know why Chibi is claiming that Mujin is painting him in a bad light. No, on the contrary, I'm watching this. I'm being sympathetic to ChibiReviews. Bro, you guys are all going to hell.
the house that he lived in, as well as his brother's grave. And by the way, these aren't the only things that are available when it comes to Chibi's private information on the internet. There are literal wikis out there that contain every single address he has ever lived in his life, as well as his job history and the place he worked at. On October 6, 2024, a day later, he'd find out that the people who actually doxed him were Boruto fans. He'd make a video show
Not the Boruto fans! Oh no! Wait, they are actually the worst though. That is crazy, crazy, crazy. I actually knew that it was Boruto fans already, but I felt like, you know, I needed to up my reaction a bit, like so I can be a good react streamer. But crazy! No, I actually had a take on Boruto once, and the Boruto fans were not happy. They were not happy. It was my most disliked video on my highlight channel. It is still my most disliked video on my highlight channel. I think I said the outfits in Boruto don't look like ninja outfits. But I was reacting to a video that was like explaining that. Ah, yes, and I also said that Sakura from Naruto was like useless, and people got really mad. They got really mad. I'm sorry, Sakura fans. So I'm not sorry.
showcasing some of the things that were being said to him. Like, if I ever saw you in real life, I would stomp the brainstem out of your head and spit on your shaking corpse, and would tell everyone that he bought a gun, so they're more welcome to come to his house to find out. He would also start a fundraiser, claiming that he was going to sue the people who doxed him. After raising $17,000, the fundraiser would, well, get taken down. When people brought it up, he would block them, and eventually he would explain to his community that he had to use these funds for urgent bills and emergencies, and for the most part, if we're going to look at it objectively, his community, the same people who donated, were fairly okay with it. But if you thought that's where things ended, you'd be mistaken.
Like this, actually, he's giving a lot more credit to ChibiReviews and his community than most people would. Because most people still have an issue with the way the fundraising money has been used. But Mujin is actually giving him grace here, and he's like, if you take a look at it objectively, like his fan base was okay with him using the money that way.
On April 2026, yes, this is very recent, someone would post an image of themselves holding a shovel standing right behind ChibiReviews' brother's grave. They would quote tweet something.
Mujin did not mention that at all. My brother, we literally just heard him say it. What do you mean? Do I have to put the subtitles on? I'm rewinding.
$17,000, the fundraiser would, well, get taken down. When people brought it up, he would block them, and eventually he would explain to his community that he had to use these funds for urgent bills and emergencies, and for the most part, if we're going to look at it objectively, his community, the same people who donated, were fairly okay with it. But if you thought that's where things ended, you'd be mistaken. Because on...
No, it's okay, actually. It's good for me to rewind from time to time. I know that, like, React-tubers rewind a lot, and I don't do it enough.
April 2026, yes, this is very recent, someone would post an image of themselves holding a shovel standing right behind ChibiReviews' brother's grave. They would quote tweet something that Chibi was saying and say, in quotes, "It's just a drawing," referencing how Chibi doesn't mind LOLI, right, drawings of underage children, and then would continue with, "Compelling argument, I'm digging up your brother and turning him into a chair." Now, it would turn out later that this image was AI generated, but initially, of course, it caused a lot of uproar, and
I knew it was fake because somebody who would do that would never look like that. Like, that guy is way too fit. That guy's way too fit to be unemployed online. He showed his gun to his haters. I think bro has the gene. I mean, I guess if you're in the States, showing that you have a gun to your haters that are threatening you is like a good strat.
And it also caused a lot of celebration, right? It's important to point this out. For example, this Reddit post with 14,000 upvotes was literally referencing what had happened to Chibi in regards to that image. This really would go out of control, right? On April 20th, someone would post, "Found Chibi's brother's grave, LMFAO," and they would literally link his grave. And that whole thing about turning his brother into a chair, well, someone would post an image of a wooden chair in the form of a skeleton. And under it, I mean, this is going to be blurred, obviously, but under it, you could see the real name of Chibi's brother, his date of birth, where he was born, the date of his death, and the exact place where he's buried, like the actual address. 4 days later...
It's disgusting. It's honestly disgusting. They did it to Neanders too. And X should not allow this stuff. And I don't know why. There's no moderation, but it like they supposed to stay up. They supposed to stay up on X. I wish Naruto not fuck Hinata, so Boruto would not exist just to piss off the fan. We're gonna need that retcon. Okay, so Mother Basement is very well known for his reviews and allies and anime openings, and ending by the end of the 2010s onwards became famous for inserting his politics in his reviews, bug people about the US politics despite being Canadian, calling creators creeps or worse. You got the lore on this guy. Oh my god, can I click on creeps or worse? Like Nico Park, creator of the Goblin Slayer creator, and his massive god complex ego about anime, where he used to nickname himself the Anime Pope, which is very gossistical. Very cringe too. Also, fundraising happened twice, around 27k already. Did he all use these funds to move? Moving doesn't cost 27k though, but he probably used it for, I don't know how he split these funds. I remember this. There's so much lore with ChibiReviews, like there's so much lore. I mean, he's been online for the past 12 years. You develop one hell of a digital footprint when you do that.
Chibi would find out that there was someone on Kiwi Farms, I don't know whether it was jokingly or seriously at this point, to be honest, trying to convince a teenager to go to Chibi's house and assassinate him for $200. This would prompt Chibi to call law enforcement. Now, I can totally understand that if this is your first time hearing about this guy, you're probably absolutely shocked, like your jaw's probably on the floor.
Yeah,
Don't worry, that's a totally reasonable reaction.
Yeah.
In any case, this leads me to the main point I want to make.
That's the thing though. So I think people who are not like terminally online, like me, you hear about this, you're like, this is fucking horrible. And this is the correct reaction. What's happening though is that, I mean, this is, I think sympathy is like a well that is not infinite for people. And if it's like always happening in like a cycle, then the well starts to slowly dry up, and then it turns more into a story of like the boy who cried wolf. I think for a lot of people, why they are, even though all these horrible stuff happen and they all agree that this stuff should never happen to anybody, even online, their well of sympathy is drying up, because it's like every few months, every few weeks, it's another like, oh my god, this happened to me, oh my god, please help me, oh my god. They're attacking me.
Telling you all this. When it comes to how people feel about Chibi, I'd say they can be divided into 3 different categories. Category 1 is people who are loyal to him and are his biggest fans. They believe he's 100% right and that every bad thing that happened to him over the years was unwarranted.
Yeah, exactly. Like how people have no sympathy for Demi. Most people also don't. Well, most people. No, I think it's pretty split. But some people also don't have that much sympathy for Chibi anymore.
Deserved. Category 2, I'd say, is probably the majority of people, and is people who maybe are neutral towards him or maybe completely disagree with him. But even so, Category 2 believes that this shit simply went way too far. It doesn't matter how much you dislike someone, threatening to dig up their dead brother is insane, and it's crossing every red line. And so this, of course, leads us to the last category, Category 3. These people believe that Chibi is a full-fledged pedophile, like literally on the same rank as Epstein, and that he not only deserves every single thing that has happened to him over the years, but he actually deserves way worse. Now, what's really interesting about Category 1 is that even though they're not millions of people, they still hold influence because many of them are very vocal. And I'm going to show you an example. Around a month ago, Internet Anarchist, a YouTube channel with almost...
Yeah, like, that's the thing with his haters. His haters are unhinged. Like they will go far, far. So it's tricky because even if you do want to criticize ChibiReviews, I'd never want to criticize him to the point where somebody would end up getting hurt because his unhinged haters would use something you say to attack him, and then it leads to violence. Because at the end of the day, this is just all internet stuff. And I don't think anybody should like get hurt or lose their career over shit, you know? Like, we're just here to have fun and get informed. We're here for like edutainment. But at the end of the day, it should never go like past that. When you close the computer, it should all be over.
Almost 2 million subscribers would make a 30-minute video about ChibiReviews. Chibi would see this and would tweet multiple times about how much he dislikes this video, how he thinks it's slander, and how it's defamation. Him simply tweeting this would send his loyal supporters to come and brigade the video. It's currently sitting at 4,000 likes and almost 7,000 dislikes, with thousands of comments, many of the top ones completely disagreeing with the video itself. In their opinion, Internet Anarchist was justifying the bad things that happened to Chibi simply because he likes fictional drawings of underage children, and that the biggest mistake he did was simply shitposting, trash talking online. So the point of this yapathon was to show you that Chibi calling out Demi like this wasn't insignificant. Once he signaled that he disliked something, once he signaled that someone was being a tourist or a hypocrite in this case, Category 1 viewers will go to that post and brigade it. That's exactly what happened here. Demi would notice this, right? She made this post specifically for her community and would see these people come brigade her post. And so instead of ignoring Chibi, she would choose to reply. She'd say, wait, oh my god, aren't you the guy whose fiance literally cheated on you and your whole friend group sided with her? LMFAO. So yeah, you're probably thinking, Mujin, you just told me about how this guy went through the 7 layers of hell, but you're telling me he also got cheated on? Yes.
Yeah.
And this will be the last bit of context you need to understand what the hell.
And here, disagree with Mujin. She was already getting hate. Let me see.
Say literally cheated on you and your whole friend group sided with her? LMFAO. So yeah, you're probably thinking, Mujin, you just told me about how this guy went through the 7 layers of hell, but you're telling me he also got cheated on? Yes. And this will be the last bit of context you need to understand what the hell Demi's talking about. 2 months before someone posted that AI-generated image of them digging up Chibi's brother, on February 12th, 2026, Chibi would tweet out, just lost my fiancé, my
like, Demi was already getting some backlash, but when Chibi responded, like a big account, then is shown a bigger spotlight, as is usually the case in Twitter stuff. And then here again, this is also why I don't understand Chibi's criticism of this video. Again, Mujin makes it, he says, this guy's just been through the 7 circles of hell. You're telling me he's going through worse stuff. And then he talks about the fiance thing.
Best friend and my entire friend group in 24 hours. I have never been more...
Yeah, no, but Chibi was not the first person to attack Demi about the not safe for work fan arts.
...alone than right now. This would also go extremely viral at almost 20 million views, 6,000 replies. Many people had things to say, whether it was to show him support or gloat. But it was mostly gloating, as you can see from some of the top replies. Chibi would then make a video further explaining what happened. In it, he'd reveal that his fiancée of like 10 years cheated on him with his best friend. someone that he's known for a
So this is a mistake. It's his fiance cheated on him with his best friend of 10 years.
very long time, I believe since childhood. Now this is already
Like his fiance was like 20, so fiance of 10 years, he would have been fianced with her for ever since she was 10 years old. That's not probable.
horrible, right? But somehow it got worse because the friend group that he shared with his fiance,
Yeah, exactly. As mistakes go, it's pretty mild, ST Reds.
on hearing this, upon finding out that she cheated on him, would still somehow side with her, okay? Completely ditching Chibi and continuing to hang out with her and his ex-best friend, even though he had just gone through probably the worst moment in his life. According to him, this would lead him to drive out into the wilderness with a bunch of drinks and hope to leave this planet. He'd then say that one of his online friends would panic about him, call emergency services, and have him be picked up and sent to a hospital. And that's why he survived. Now look, obviously this doesn't happen every day. Someone cheating on you with your best friend, that sounds like something you'd find in a movie, like a nightmare scenario. But the fact that the friend group also sided with the fiancé, that was crazy. And what really didn't help here is that whenever someone online would say that Chibi is a virgin or that no woman loves him as an insult, Chibi would constantly flex the fact that he had a girlfriend or a fiancé, right? So him revealing this information to the world essentially meant that people were never gonna let this go. However, at the end of the day, this wasn't just probably one of the most significant things that happened to him in his life, but it's also one of the most significant things that happened to him in his content creation career. After some time recovering, he would tweet this out saying, "Seeing how happy it would make my haters if I died, I live out of spite. Also seeing what I've seen today, I'm going to double down too out of spite." Before I go any further, to those that reached out, I promise to respond and go through it all later. I noticed a lot of pattern recognition from certain groups too today. Always the party of acceptance people, multiple flags are a big indication too. Certain usage of gifs as well, animals pretending to be human with subpar intelligence. I am also pro-ICE and I think illegal immigrants should not be in my country. So this tweet was fairly significant because it pretty much showed us two things. The first thing was that he was fully transitioning into political content creation. This was not simply about anime or tourists or free speech and anti-censorship. This was now also about political content. And the second thing here was that he was going to continue doing what he's always done, rage baiting and posting about his controversial opinions while calling out people he disagreed with very openly. But now this would be amplified. He would do it more and on a different level. Here's an example. As far as I'm aware, based on his online history, I don't think he would have quote tweeted a post like this a year or two ago. No, this is...
I mean, I think that post is crazy. For some reasons, nowadays, this is a hot take. For some reason, nowadays, this is a hot take, but I don't think it's a hot take. Like...
recent. And from then on, he would also make it a point to talk about how many impressions he's getting on the website and how much money he's making. In this post, he would flex that he was making almost $2,000 while thanking his haters for paying for his bills.
Yeah. I think that's the flexing. That's like the equivalent of flexing your Rolex.
All right, I promise. Now you know all the context you need to know about Chibi in this video. When it came to Demi's reply, though...
But real talk, when will Rima get a Rolex? Joking. I would never buy a Rolex. I think it's such a waste of money.
One can interpret it in multiple ways. The first one could be, oh, she noticed she's being brigaded, she sees the source who's causing this, and the only thing she genuinely knows about Chibi is the fact that he's that guy that got cheated on, seeing how viral that tweet went. The second interpretation is that she saw where this was coming from, she found it to be Chibi, and she decided to be a mean girl. Hell, you might even think it's both interpretations. Up to you.
Demi flexes her Rolex, Chibi flexes his regular Twitter revenue. They're the same person. I can give you one if you want. You got Rolexes, you're lying.
Is she thought this was an easy slam dunk, and it kind of was. She did end up ratioing him, and to people who actually use this website, this means that it's somewhat of a victory. Chibi would reply to her reply and say, "So you avoid answering why you retweet NSFW every avatar despite being upset about it in your post, then you cheer on cheating? Interesting." This would prompt Demi to say, "My bad for not wanting to see my model getting pounded. If people want to keep drawing it, then it's their choice, but I'm just not going to support it. Does that make sense to you now?" And she would include a screenshot of exactly what she said in the reply to her post, saying, "I'm completely okay with sexy stuff because I love sexy hot women. I just don't like porn." To which Chibi would say, "So you could have answered first like this, but used personal attacks and cheered cheating. Not a good look." Now look, as a normal employed person watching this video, you might think to yourself, okay, well, I guess this is...
Why did Demi not edit her post to add that? Was it a reply? Because you can't edit replies. As far as for editing, When you edit, it resets the tweet entirely. So like the editing tool is kind of dog shit.
Things end. It's a public spat. These two had mean things to say about each other. I'm sure people will move on. Well, no. Things would get so bad in the coming 2 days that people would forget.
Yeah, it was a reply. Yeah, if it's a reply, then she can't edit it. Yeah. I like never use the editing tool. It's better to just like add a comment after. It's dog shit. You can only edit within 1 hour, and if you edit the tweet, it resets it completely. So often it's not even worth it. Like if you figure it out like 30 minutes into the tweet, well, shit. You might as well delete it and repost it.
What started this to begin with?
The reply was 10 minutes after her initial post. Chibi's was a day after her post in the clarification. Oh, yeah, we already know that. Yep. A lot of people also made that mistake and spread the misinformation that, like, Demi made that post, and then ChibiReviews replied, and then Demi posted her clarification, but that's false. Demi made the post about her quote-unquote boundaries, then she made the clarification 7 minutes later, then I think 7 hours later, then ChibiReviews made his tweet, completely disregarding her clarification.
This was nothing more than the spark that lit up Chernobyl. Just so we're clear here, the spat between Demi and
wait, this is important actually. He says here, this is the spark that lit up Chernobyl. Isn't that what Chibi wanted? He wanted to... Isn't that what he claimed Mujin did not do? What should be his initial tweet? Oh, fuck off. I don't want to pay for premium. I'm already paying on one account. I'm not even monetized. Also, you conveniently painted the drama as if Demi never said, didn't you get cheated on the Mao as the main reason everything happened. This is the spark that lit Chernobyl. We have it right here, ladies and gentlemen, in black and white. Like, this is just facts at this point. Lol. Meet impulsive, obnoxious girl who cannot think before speaking. Met with a guy who actively seeks conflict online. This drama was bound to happen. It went nuclear. True.
That lit up Chernobyl. Just so we're clear here, the spat between Demi and Chibi would occur on June 13th.
To be fair, it's also... hi, Bruno. It's almost halfway through the video. Yeah, but he just got started to talking about the drama. First it was the hook, and then you go back in time, you give context, and then he's going in chronological order.
Really would take less than 24 hours for this to become very significant, with people even drawing fan art about this incident. But even before these 24 hours had passed, you know, even during June 13th...
Rima, the thing is, reason they're building days ago? Yeah, true.
This would escalate to another level when the YouTuber parrot 4chan would quote tweet what Demi said to Chibi, right? Asking, aren't you the one that was cheated on? And saying, guy's fiance cheats on him with his friend, friends know and won't tell him, point and laugh at him for it, LMFAO, your own ex abused you in 2024. Gathering sympathy for your own abuse, but then turning around and making fun of someone else's abuse, you are a hypocrite, Demi. There will be an image attached here of a post Demi made talking about this abusive relationship
Paris Tweet got 4.4 million views.
That were being done to her. Now this post would be significant because many people who were disagreeing with Demi or having a problem with her didn't really know her that well, didn't really understand her history. This would start a new narrative. She wasn't just a hypocrite because of her NSFW.
Wait, that's a crazy rat. I'm sure these two already fixed it up and are just milking it on the money on Twitter. True, and Demi also said that people are liking her old IRL photos. Hey yo, is that like the 5-head play? That is crazy, Chad. What if it's all a psyop? Like, actually, they spoke in DMs. They just agreed they're gonna keep on milking this on Twitter. That's actually smart. Chernobyl mentioned 3.6. Roentgen, not great, not terrible.
Don't forget about that. She is now a hypocrite when it comes to relationships, making fun of someone at their lowest point when she had been in one too. What some others also pointed out was that ex of hers had actually stabbed her, and Demi claimed that this was because she was trying to save him from a suicide attempt. A while ago, she had even made a post saying that she does not regret doing that, and that if you make fun of it, you're an absolute waste of air. So now she wasn't just a hypocrite when it came to relationships, she was a hypocrite when it came to mental health. More specifically, suicide, because Chibi was about to leave this planet due to what happened to him with his ex. Another narrative popped up, with people digging up old tweets of hers where she was saying Happy Men's Day to my fellow men.
Oh, I thought the Happy Men's Day tweet... See, I didn't know that was from last year. I thought it was recent. I thought she said it this month. I think tweeting about, like, men's health month or any of the holidays is like dangerous on Twitter right now. It's best not to tweet about it at all. Or just meme about it. Like, one side's gonna come at you, doesn't matter, because it's like, if you tweet about men's days, about men's month, sorry, then people are like, what about Pride Month? And then if you tweet about Pride Month, then people are like, what about Men's Month? So you're screwed anyway. I don't like Chibi. He needs to step away from the internet and see a shrink. Do it. What he does online seems to make him more miserable. I agree. And like, honestly, before this, I was pretty neutral to Chibi. I was like, you know, I'm not gonna fall for his misinformation tweets anymore. But like, about like some anime stuff, like I would do like my own research. We have some opinions that align, some others that don't, just like with any other content creator. But honestly, when he was going in like 4 months ago, when he was going through this whole fiasco, I was like, something like this is happening to you. You should not be online right now and using Twitter like as your diary. You need to just take a step, because everything, the internet exacerbates everything. When you're feeling badly, it's gonna make it worse.
To the people criticizing her, this meant that she never cared about men's mental health because she's so easily making fun of Chibi and what he went through. And still, on the same day, okay, a third narrative would pop up.
Chibi's okay is one of the few people that's been calling out anime censorship in the US and UK. I mean, that doesn't... I think, like, somebody talking about a topic is not a gauge of their character, at least not for me. The way I judge somebody's character is, like, how they conduct themselves based on their principles, how they treat others, are more stuff that I would judge them on. Anybody can talk about censorship.
User would post a 2-minute clip from a VOD from 10 months ago in which Demi was playing the game Outer Wilds. They would say, big talk from someone who got railed on stream, afraid of NSFW, my ass, tagging both Demi and Chibi. Now this was very significant because this post had received almost 10 million views. And within literally just a day, we're still June 13th, 3 different narratives were created, all attacking Demi at the same time. This is when she would proceed to make a post on Twitter saying, I was too busy in Japan to see what happened on Twitter. What I meant by NSFW, since a lot of people are confused, I'm okay with lewd, never have not been okay with it.
Dude, it's funny how everybody's mad at Mujin though. Is there anybody that's not mad at Mujin? Considering how Mujin was insistent on being buddy-buddy with Tectone until it was proven he was an abuser in court, I'm not surprised he's siding with the incels on this. It's like the other side is mad at Mujin too, but for different reasons. I don't think anybody's watched the video.
I just don't like seeing people fuck. Lol. To me, being a bitch, that's nothing new, and I've never been nice to people I don't care about / respect. Y'all are so bored that someone that just doesn't like porn made, you personally get riled up. I just genuinely can't really care. If you don't want to respect it or even try to see what I meant, I see no reason to be even respectful remotely to some losers. I'd be lying if I said I was sorry. She would then continue and say, was it right to do what I did? No, but I never pretended to be a role model whatsoever and openly hate other people, so who's surprised on that? To the people bringing up what happened with my relationship in the past as a blow, we practically moved on from it too. If you actually watch my streams, he's on it all the time. And we're happy as fuck just taking a break from streaming in Japan. I've never hid that whatsoever.
Chibi was the plapper all along. He was the second plapper. It wasn't Vesper. It was Chibi.
To the people who think I'm not a good VTuber, never did the norm, and I don't plan to, cry about it, pussy. She would then reply to 2 different replies, one supporting her and one shitting on her, and the latter said, so you're a massive bitch who mocks people for traumatic events that made them suicidal. Got it. Good to know. If you actually didn't bother to do any introspection, you're a sad person and it speaks to your true nature. To which Demi would say, yeah, honestly, if we're talking about Chibi here, I don't sincerely care. I was genuinely surprised he was the guy. The person supporting her would say, I feel like that should have been obvious to them. If we say NSFW, a lot of the times it is about people getting fucked or nudity. To which Demi would say, yeah, but they just want to farm Twitter engagement because they're poor as fuck and have nothing else to earn on. The OG post was obvious as fuck. So this post clarified her position on everything going on, but also confirmed that unlike what some people were saying that she had left her abusive ex, no, she was actually still with that same person and they had solved things, that they're now happy together and having a good time in Japan. On the next day, June 14th, she would reply to this post again and say, to add to this, I talked to my community about what people are saying. I was confused with some people calling me a hypocrite. I do advocate mental health for women and men. I, however, do not care about Chibi. I made the mistake of saying the first thing that came out of my head when seeing his username, but I should have been the better person and said nothing. I've learned to hold my tongue in most things, but I legit got surprised seeing the username and the association with it. For people who think I'm backpedaling, no. I'm sorry for slipping up and not thinking before talking, but I'm not sorry for what I said, to be honest, especially that it was towards him. He's a piece of shit and everything about him is disgusting to me. Not because he got cheated on, but because he's a weirdo in general. For the original post, I didn't make the
So her tweet about her ex as saying someone close to her real, or was that fake too? Are you talking about... You mean this one? Yeah. Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, that's the essay tweet, yeah. That was fake, yeah. Yeah, that was fake.
post for people to delete art of me. I did it just as a reminder of my stance, which hasn't changed. It annoyed me that people have the time to
Wait,
scroll
that one was fake too? Yeah. That's the whole premise. Like that one was fake. It was tweeted by a Spiritube, got QRT'd by ChibiReviews. Then Spiritube deleted the tweet. ChibiReviews deleted the tweet too, which is why we have the archive. And so that is the tweet that made its way into the video that Mujin corrected. However, Chibi and Co, they saw this pinned tweet, they made up context in their head, didn't watch the video, went on Twitter, and they fought. I assume they fought that it was another tweet about Chibi that was fake that got put into the video, but it wasn't. It was a Demi tweet.
Page, but not take the time to literally read the OG post and the
A lot of fake info out there. The other tweets that got debunked were like the DMCA ones. A lot of people fell for it too. Although it was super obvious because like they censored the dates. Like, come on, people. Maybe ask yourself why the dates were censored.
Not an hour after specifying what I exactly meant. So yeah, it annoyed me when all the blue badges came crawling in. My bad to my community for getting into drama.
Yeah, it's fog of war. Everybody is playing in a fog of war.
Again, I know I'm not losing anything valuable when it's this type of crowd. Pancakes and waffles. Also, I'm not stupid. I know me saying my stance on the porn thing isn't going to stop people from doing it. The post was for people who cared about my stance. So she would clarify here, hey, I probably shouldn't have said anything to Chibi and just ignored him. I do.
No, the DMCA posts were real, but they are not recent. They are from January. Sorry if that wasn't clear. Yeah, they are real, but they're from January.
Advocate for mental health for women and men, but I just don't care about Chibi. She would also specify, yes, she acknowledges the Streisand effect, right? When you don't want people to know something, then people start talking about it more in regards to nudity, but she doesn't care about that. She was just making a post talking directly to her community. That's it. After this post would get made, Chibi would tweet this out, saying, instead of apologizing and making peace, she doubles down in latest post and blocks me. I think this says a lot about them. And he would show a screenshot of Demi blocking him. He would then find out about her new reply that she made where she talked to her community, and he would also comment on it, saying, says sorry, not sorry. I just hate Chibi because he's a weirdo and will cheer on cheating because of it. Locks replies, treats me worse than the boyfriend that stabbed her in the leg that she's still with. Someone knows they are getting pushback. So look, by now I'm sure you can understand how things have already...
At this point, we should give the Plapper an SCP number. What's an SCP number? What's an SCP number, chat? I apologize on the internet. Worst mistake ever. True, but also her apology was shit. It was like, make up your mind.
Started to spiral, and depending on your algorithm, depending on who you agree with, depending on how hard you look, you could find two very differing opinions at this point. The first group was focusing their hate on Demi, and the second group was focusing their hate on Chibi. This would, however, escalate...
Wait, why is everybody freaking out because I don't know SCP? Secure, cap, contain, protect? Huh? It's very popular. Huh? SCP-67, the Plapper. I'm not... Okay, whatever.
To another level when Chibi would post again. This time a video with him saying, addressing the VTuber drama, how she went mask off, and how I was personally attacked. Linking a video, and the thumbnail is Demi with text on her saying, she attacked me. In it, he would talk more about the things I already mentioned in this video. He'd call her a hypocrite, he'd say that she doesn't care about mental health because she attacked him and doesn't care that it almost made him leave the planet, etc, etc. Now, just like how on Demi's post, most of the replies were negative, the same thing can be said here on Chibi posting the video. So as I said, two very differing opinions, and you could find those opinions on the posts of these two, right? So look, this video would get a lot of attention from both sides, and the new narrative, other than the 3 others that we already spoke about, was that Demi was attacking Chibi. She was the aggressor and he was the victim. Seeing all this, Demi would make another post saying, addressing the drama live right now, linking a Twitch channel that does 24-hour reruns of past Demi streams, baiting people to click on it. This post would go as far as being community noted, with a note saying, the linked Twitch stream is a 24/7 rerun channel replaying VODs, not a live broadcast. But while some would call this a top-tier troll, there was a looming shadow that was making its way towards Demi. The clip of her allegedly getting railed on stream was truly blowing up. Like, I mean, it was going mega viral. So much so that a user would make fan art of Demi getting piped while also making fun of the incident where she was stabbed, right? Saying, please don't let him find out, otherwise he'll stab me with the scissors again. Effectively making it seem like she was cooking her boyfriend. Now, Demi would, for some
SCP is an internet thing about a company capturing monsters and things that shouldn't exist. You need to watch it, so it's like creepypasta. Oh, I've literally never heard about it.
reason, quote tweet this fan art. She would not, however, address this whole getting railed on stream thing, so I don't know why she decided to quote tweet this post in particular, but here's what she had to say. Chibi fans want to preach about men's mental health while making fun of a man's suicide attempt. I got slashed accidentally when I pulled the scissors away from him, trying to save his life from a horrible decision. Their obsession with the cuck fantasy also checks out. I had no idea that ChibiReviews tried to take his own life, and I don't wish that upon anyone. As I said before, I don't care about the guy in general. I'm not going to apologize to a guy who dated a teen when he's pushing 30, scammed his fans out of thousands of dollars of a lawsuit that never happened. Never in my life have I heard of people siding with a cheating future wife in any scenario, to be honest. Yeah, I'm not surprised the guy doesn't understand boundaries/consent. If you want to hate me through how I speak and carry myself, fair game. However, if you're going to always complain about harassment in Twitter and cause harassment on me getting physically harmed, it makes 0 sense. Anyway, I'm gonna continue my Japan trip. Peace emoji. Now, she would reply to this very shortly after and say, had to update the tweet since I didn't want to spread misinformation, my bad on that. And what she was referencing was the fact that in the first version of this, she would link an image in which ChibiReviews says, went to Walmart today and saw some cute LOLIs, which honestly made my day, lol. So this is a fake tweet, right? Chibi never tweeted this. Many use it to hate on him because if it were to be true, this would be him admitting that he pretty much likes children, right? IRL children, and still calls them LOLI, even though they're meant to be fictional characters, right? So, you know, just straight up admitting he's a pedophile. This image has spread so much throughout the internet that there's a lot of people who believe it's real. In fact, even Internet Anarchist, when he made his video about Chibi, had initially included this tweet, which later forced him to re-upload the video once he found out that it was fake.
So, like, it's clearly stated here that the tweet is fake.
In this case, though, Demi would fairly quickly remove it and edit the tweet because I'm pretty sure you can't edit after an hour had passed. But to some, the damage was already done. It didn't matter. You clearly knew what you were doing trying to slander his name, and no amount of trying to fix it will solve this. Now, this tweet, of course, would
I mean, I think Demi, like, deserves criticism, and it's totally fine to dunk on her for it. I just don't understand why we gotta make things up for it. You know? Just criticize her for the things she's actually made. Yeah, and the tweet is still in the video, so it was obviously not the tweet that got removed, and I don't understand how so many people are falling for it, tweeting things, and like, I mean, I hope that they do correct it at least, or that they realize that they're wrong, and, you know, take it with a little bit of grace, you know? But I have a feeling most people probably won't.
Many people who hate her, it would receive a lot of backlash. It simply didn't do anything to calm down Chibi fans who were pissed at her. At the same time, I'd be lying to you if I said that Chibi wasn't also receiving hate himself. As I said, opinions were really divided into 2 categories with no nuance. You either hated Demi or you hated Chibi. There was no...
But also, that's why I don't understand why both of them keep going, because both of them are receiving so much hate from this.
Between. But here's the thing. All of a sudden, you had a third group of people join in on this drama. People who didn't really care who Chibi or Demi even...
But also, it's crazy that, like, even if you're just like, no, I'm not gonna, like, I don't agree with you, this is not about, like, this fake tweet about ChibiReviews, you're gonna get hate for it. Like, I bet that there's gonna be somebody upset at me for actually getting the facts right, and then they get mad because they're like, this doesn't fit with my narrative. So I also think this is like, psychologically, it just doesn't make sense. It's mental.
They were just shocked to see a VTuber allegedly getting railed live on stream. This is yet another post referencing that same stream getting over 7 million views. Here's another post saying this clip makes it far more obvious what the f LMAO, getting 5 million views. Someone would say, man, she's weird for doing this, but why do people care about this? The person who posted it would say, who knows? I just thought it was funny.
Exactly. You should have to make things up when the target's already shameless.
LMAO. So see, this was a third group of people coming in, not really caring about the drama. In fact, they don't even know how this drama began, just acting shocked over this. This is yet another post saying, yo, Demi, I think you might want to take down the VOD. Getting railed midstream is kind of crazy. This would again get over 6 million views. And I mean, in general, for June 14th and 15th, this had taken over the entire website. Now, yes, of course, I'm going to show you clips so that you can make up your own mind, but I just want you to understand. This had gotten so viral that when you go to YouTube, you can try this right now. Pause the video and do it yourself. If you just as much type Demi, you will see one of the first results being...
And actually, you know what's funnier? Like, I think, you know, it shows in my YouTube stats where the viewers come from. And the second most viewed videos that links to my channel is like Demi's Outer Wild #2 VOD.
Demi plays Outer Wilds #2. Demi Outer Wilds 2. Deminishki Outer Wilds. Demi Outwards 2 VOD. This didn't just take over the algorithm of Twitter. This took over the YouTube algorithm too.
Yeah.
Prior to this drama, this VOD had like 50k views, maybe 60k views at most, under 100k for sure. In less than 48 hours, it had reached over 800,000 views. And as you might expect, most of the top comments, actually no, you know what, all of them.
Yeah, social media makes people fool themselves to think if someone deserves of criticism, then it's okay to do anything of them when it's not. I mean, I think that now, even if the fake tweet gets debunked, then the narrative will shift to something else. It's gonna become, well, he was biased. Well, I mean, we're watching the video now. I don't like objectively. I don't feel like there was a lot of bias. On the contrary, I feel like it's more. You're probably gonna come out of this video and be like, Demi sounds crazier.
Referencing her being railed.
But I think depending on where you stand on the drama, like if you're if you're pro Demi, you're gonna think the video is biased against Demi. If you are pro Chibi, you're gonna think that the video's like against Chibi. Any slight deviation from the narrative is going to be considered like a bias.
Multiple comments describing in very painful detail what was happening during every suspicious event. I mean, this guy right here would just admit it himself. He spent 6 hours watching the VOD and making these timestamps. 6 hours. Everyone making these timestamps would claim that she was getting railed for over 2 hours on stream. So look, at this point, it's pointless to keep talking about this. You have to listen to it yourself to make up your own opinion. So let's do this. I'm going to increase the volume during editing on these clips so that way you can tell what's going on, even if you're on speakers, because the people claiming she was getting railed were also claiming that they could hear clapping in the background. All right, so it's up to you to decide. Let's actually start with the first clip that went viral here. It's 2 minutes long, and this really was the one that started this narrative, okay? This is patient 0. Watch for yourself.
Of course. This? Of course! Yes! I have bad news, Evans. Yarrow says that was a problem with the proposed power source, so the orbital probe cannon won't be asked if— wow, I cannot fucking read, dude. Dude, I was like actually like grade 1 level of like reading, dude. Oh my god, dude, shit. Oh my god. I just need to like calm down.
Is there a third position called both are stupid? Yes, they are. There's a lot of people in that position. I'm a pro Chibi viewer, and I think the video's fair. Okay, well that should. That's a good opinion.
I hope you're pulling my locomotive.
Like, it's good to talk to Chibi viewers and actually think, like, in all fairness, what do you think of this? Or Demi viewers, in all fairness, what do you think of it? This is so good. Mr. Plappenheimer!
You just gotta lock in, dude. Okay, sorry. I hope you're pulling my locomotive limb here, Casava. Oh, I think I just have to go more American, sorry. I wish I were, my friend, but no. they aren't certain that they can fix the problem, so the orbital probe
The
cannon
bounce
is on
is
an
weird.
indefinite hiatus. Whoa! I suddenly can read really properly. What the fuck? Tell Private and Mallow they should return from the cannon. My spouse and I will remain from the construction yard from now. Update. Mallow and I will join you and Dad's. Private left to... I can't. Private left to visit her friends. She fears Idea may feel responsible. What the fuck does that mean? What does that even mean?
Why do I have to watch this again?
Mallow, my better 50%. Cassava is studying the last of its cannon components. Soon, relatively speaking, we'll know the eye's precise location. Wait, they found the eye!
Alright, so this was the clip with 10
Feels so good I can't read straight.
million views. What were you supposed to look out for? Well, according to the people alleging that she was getting railed here, it was about her over-the-top reactions. It was about her constantly wiggling back and forth. It was about her behavior in general, alright? Now, to the person that said this clip makes it far more obvious, WTF, LMAO, also garnering 5 million views, I'll let you watch it and decide for yourself.
We'll be ignoring that setting. Oh, I can posit with nearly 100% certainty our friends have accounted for our nature, so I suggest we do.
Hi, Sarah.
Probe cannon all the power it structurally withstand creates a with great.
Oh, that's the clip where she was like, what am I reading? Some e-sex dude? And then she started like role-playing it as if she was reading like a... Like she started like moaning.
This chance of finding the eye of the universe. Yes, the probe must travel as fast as it can and as far as it can. I see.
It's super cringe.
So again, same argument here, her behavior, the way she's talking, the way she's moving. These two clips were enough for these people to conclude that she was being hyped. Now I'm gonna use some of the time.
As a fan of Demi, I think he's trying to be both fair to both sides, but also give both sides the criticism they need. So just trying to tell the truth of the story. All right, thank you, Biako. Thank you for your super chat.
Top comments on this video of people who genuinely believe that she got railed so that you can determine whether what they're saying is real or not. One top comment would say, bro, the clap, crying emoji. So let's take a look at that.
Oh, I can pause it with nearly 100%.
Right, so that clap right there was deemed suspicious. Another top comment would say she tried to play that off, linking another timestamp. Let's check it out.
I need to keep on site everything that's already still here.
Another top comment would say here, she is really taking it here, bro. Linking another timestamp.
I can't, man. Fuck my life.
Maybe read more than half of the instructions. Like, okay, listen.
Actually, other than timestamps, there's also most replayed. Oh my god, this VOD has been watched so many times. Around 112, it's the most replayed part of the entire video, so we can check that out too. It's her with her tongue out.
God, dude, I need to stop sticking my tongue out when I'm focusing. It's really fucking embarrassing and I don't know how to fucking stop.
Alright, so I guess it's mostly about the tongue here. And the rest of this most replayed part is the clips that we already saw, the ones that got 10 million views and 5 million views. I guess, okay, the actual last thing I'll show you is something from this diabolical codex of timestamps in which this person...
Oh, I'm blocking Demi of... Whoops. Well, shit, I don't know where to go. Rima, I want to see the railing. My bad. Fine, I'll rewind.
The actual last thing I'll show you...
Fucking embarrassing and I don't...
There. Two instigators.
God, dude, I need to stop sticking my tongue out when I'm focusing. It's really fucking embarrassing and I don't know how to fucking stop.
Alright, so I guess it's mostly about the tongue here. And the rest of this most replayed part is...
Chibi's
the clips that we
here!
already saw, the ones that got 10 million views and
chat.
5 million views.
Yo,
I guess,
chat.
okay, the actual last thing I'll show you is something from this diabolical codex
Yo.
of timestamps in which this person highlights that Demi was being, well, choked. also saw a post on Twitter saying that this was proof that she liked to be choked during, you know what. But I'll leave that up to you. Was she actually going through that, or was this nothing more than a bit than a joke? And I'd say the last notable
Absolute
clip here
cinema.
is someone on Twitter claiming that she is grabbing his shit on stream.
Yeah, that was
also
me clapping. I do tend to clap a lot.
garnering around
Clap
5
a lot.
million views. Okay, again, up to you to decide.
Boom.
The man himself in chat.
I think it's already 10 months.
And with that, you are all caught up to the clips where people were claiming that she was being railed. Now, of course, while this did go viral and led to millions of people believing it, there were still some people that disagreed, right? That offered counter arguments. Like, for example, this person would show this clip saying that, yes, this clip where she acted kind of sus was missing context, because this is what happened prior. This is referencing the clip that got 10 million views.
The thought of concluding our elders curious and challenging research increases my heart's temperature, my love. God, dude, am I reading some fucking, like, e-sex? What the fuck is going on?
Regardless, though, this had blown up beyond anyone's wildest dreams. But instead of addressing this on Twitter, Demi would actually take the decision to address it in her Discord, straight to her community. She would post an announcement saying, "I'm not really surprised that Chibi viewers genuinely believe I had sex on stream because they probably never heard a woman talk to them IRL. Nikita, her boyfriend, was literally streaming at the same time. They're literally trying to make themselves have a cuck POV. You can't make this shit up. They can't defend themselves with the points I've said, so they're doing a character smear campaign. Also, this was the time when we can hear each other during stream because he was in the bathroom." So to her, this was ridiculous. The guy was in the bathroom. She would never get railed on stream, and this was nothing more than an attempt to disparage her character. However, some people caught wind of that Discord announcement and actually decided to try and debunk what she was saying. This person right here would say, "I believe
We
Demi
need
is
Demi in
lying
this
about the
chat
date of
too.
her Outer Wild stream. She claimed it was August 10th, but during her stream, she opens Instagram and you can see the date on her desktop. It's August 12th. She was streaming on August 10th, but she was playing Battlefield 6. You can see the date on her desktop again. Her boyfriend was streaming on August 10th as she claimed. You can see his desktop time too. So why does the description on her VOD say the Outer Wild stream took place on August 10th and not August 12th? August 12th being the same day her boyfriend has no stream VODs uploaded. I think it's because she's lying and needs an alibi for her boyfriend. This doesn't prove she did anything dirty on her Outer Wild stream, but I believe it does prove
Reminds me of the incident very early in Tokoyami Towa's career. A male voice was heard during stream, was confirmed. There was an official apology received in short suspension. I made a video on that. She suffered quite many antis for at that time. Absolutely. I made a video on that.
she's changed the date of the stream in her description, which is pretty sus in my opinion. Does anyone have another explanation? I'll happily correct myself if so. So now the detectives were on the case, but here's the deal. Demi's Discord post trying to explain to her community what's going on would somehow backfire. Because now the narrative went from, oh, she was being piped by her own boyfriend live on stream, to the new narrative, which is, oh, she says her boyfriend was streaming at the same time?
Yeah,
well,
that
that
was
means she was being piped by someone else. She's cheating on him and her boyfriend is a cuck. Yes,
yeah,
this somehow
we went through all of that
still
already.
managed to escalate to another level. The way these people would reach this conclusion is by linking the VOD of the boyfriend as Demi was streaming at the same time. They'd claim that while her boyfriend was streaming the game
Male on
Counter-Strike,
stream?
Demi was being piped by another
It was Vesper all along.
guy on the opposite room because she was screaming in the background. Watch it for yourself.
Guys, Demi screaming in the other room, it threw me off, man. Okay, that's my reasoning behind that, okay?
Now, look, the same person who tried to debunk Demi's behavior in her Outer Wild stream by adding more context would again pop in with a post with over 5 million views saying that these allegations were incorrect. He had matched the time codes of both the boyfriend stream and Demi's stream and concluded that her screams had nothing to do with getting piped. You see, the clip we just watched, he'd argued that at the same time this was happening,
found that
this is what
tweet.
was happening on Demi's stream.
It's actually from before, right? They're just, I don't think, the only thing that can kill me is
Oh god,
can't
this
do
is
this.
so loud.
I can't do this, I'm gonna do this!
Now, one of the top critics of this user would be someone saying, dude, you are cutting the nearly 2 hours of video where she bounces around and moans. It's a 2-hour-long video and you just nitpick the parts where she looks less suspicious and then edits to make her look innocent. And while yes, this post of debunking those claims would get over 5 million views and would get people agreeing with it, it would of course still get backlash. Just like everything we've
Summoning ritual screams.
seen, honestly, so far. With this person calling Demi fans cuckolds, you know, implying that they're just coping over the fact that she was being railed on stream. Manager Jojo, the same guy who was trying to debunk these claims, would even go as far as show proof that these two VODs actually line up by showing his editing software, because some were claiming that he was using the wrong VOD and that he was a liar. By this point, this was really all over the place. Depending on your interests on Twitter, it could have literally just taken over your entire feed, and it was really featuring every single type of personality at this point. You had detectives, you had shit posters, you had normies who had no idea what was going on that were just interested in the idea of a VTuber getting railed on stream. As I said, this had been trending on
Yeah, I feel like these clips are out of context. Can we watch the entire 50-hour VOD? I mean, we've been through like a big chunk of them, like a good chunk of them.
Twitter for multiple days, claiming that there were over 250,000 posts made just talking about it.
Calm down,
it would
chat.
become a global phenomenon, spreading as far as Indonesia, the entire Spanish-speaking community, and even China. Okay, do you know how many Western dramas make it to China or Japan? I apologize in advance for revealing to you this information, but this Japanese person would claim that they love Demi, the idea of a VTuber getting piped on stream is really hot, and would then proceed to spill their mayonnaise over this image of her, okay? I can't really explain this in more detail, all right? He would just empty his mayonnaise bottle on this image of her VTuber model. This had escalated to the most ridiculous level I've seen in so long, and yet,
Even when it's disproved, Demi would still not escape the plapping allegations. Either way, it's a double negative for Demi. Yeah.
I'm here to tell you that it somehow escalated further and got worse. So by June 16th, barely just a few days after this had began, Chibi would make a tweet saying, "I feel this is important to say. If Demi actually offered me a sincere apology, I'd accept it on the spot. I believe in forgiveness and goodwill. However, apologies are hard nowadays because of pride and ego usually gets in the way, especially if you're a content creator." So again, as I said earlier, to Chibi, he was the real victim here and Demi was the aggressor. If she had simply just apologized, then none of this would have happened. He would also comment on all these viral clips of that Outer World stream, saying, when it's multiple examples of her getting railed, it's no longer just an act. We don't have complete definitive proof, but it is damning. Now, of course, this would lead to some people saying we don't have complete definitive proof, so it's fine to call Chibi a pedophile then. Just the usual back and forth that you find on this website, but you get the point.
Jesus.
For Chibi, she was 100% being piped on stream, and it further showed just how bad her character truly was. But this simply wasn't about her brand or VTuber model anymore, because now this would escalate.
NB4, the mysterious flapper is Saikuno. The hidden dragon NTR man strikes again. Jeez.
Escalate further by including the way she looked IRL. Yes, this image shows Demi in real life. A Twitter user would make a now deleted post, I'll explain why it's deleted, but they would make a post attaching this image and calling Demi a whale, right? Attacking how she looks, body shaming, etc, etc. Now what would happen next was unexpected, I think, to many, especially the poster.
Was it
Asmongold
Diasmin?
would come in,
Yeah,
reply to
it's
this
Diasmin
post
bit.
and say, only a fool, I'm pretty sure I cannot say that word on YouTube, only a fool would post a photo like this of another girl
Wait, it's
in an
a bad
attempt to shame
word?
her. For many, this is an A or even S tier body type. Only jealous girls with eating disorders wouldn't understand
I thought it was just a way that Clavicular called women. I didn't think it was a bad word.
that. She carries less fat in her face than you do. Think about that. Asmon would say this because other than the picture of her body, it would also include this image of Demi, her actual face. This reply from Asmon would get almost 1 million views, and he would get a lot of hate for it. His own community was fairly outraged over the fact that just 2 months ago he had made a video titled "Fat Acceptance Has Gone Too Far," and there he was,
Oh, it
very
is a bad
directly
word?
defending someone that they thought was fat, but in his opinion was an S-tier body. But here's the thing, the person who had initially posted this, right, calling her a whale and getting hundreds of thousands of views, maybe even more than 1 million,
Base BBW enjoyer. It's like that song, I like big butts and I cannot lie.
was expecting Asmon to maybe react to this and agree with them on stream. When he would come in and disagree though, the original poster would, without exaggeration, have a meltdown. they'd say, I mean, you call people fat all the time, bro. Let's not play the hypocrisy game. Also, photos were already publicly available. Let's not play this game, bub. Again, sit this one out. And they would continue to say, says male. So you insulted women for no reason in your response, and yes, I'll insult the whale. Have a good day, bro. Keep up the good political streams. I'll be tuning in. They would then make another post saying, also, I am a man, bro, so you trying to play hero was retarded. Just saying, man, want to read a profile before you jump in like a simp and talk shit, lol. They would then make another reply saying, lol, this thread got some angry crybaby simps in here, lol. I mean, please continue. Here we go with another reply. Funny how literally minus a select few simps, the majority agrees with me, Asmund. Take the L, my guy. You have been racking those up lately. Gotta relax a bit, lol. This person would then go ahead and tag 3 different content creators, calling them out, saying, hey, you guys would love this. You might enjoy this L take from Asmund. Hey, check it out. Come here, look at this. And the last thing they would say is, people are telling me now to block Asmongold and report Mass's account. Yeah, no, I don't do that shit. It is retarded. He has a right to comment even if it is a retarded take. Unlike most people on here, I am not sensitive. He is allowed to roast me, as I will him. And yeah, shortly afterwards, this person would go ahead and delete the original post. But the reason why I'm even mentioning it was because the damage had been done. As I said, it would get a substantial amount of views, and now more people were aware of how Demi looked IRL. Most of them probably didn't even know that she had revealed her face and her body, but now they did, and they were using it against her in replies to her posts. But don't worry, we're not going to be talking about her body too long, because something else would sprout out during this whole radioactive mess. Some people would find old tweets of hers, like back in March 2023, in which she said, I have BPD,
Is Chibi
which
still
stands
here?
for borderline personality disorder. She would say, I'd like to apologize.
Because he didn't respond to me, but I wanted to ask him if he watched the video. Hi, if you're still here, please answer.
For sometimes, in a
Not
way,
sure.
sabotaging my own growth in Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok. I'm not good with change, to be honest, so when chat starts to be different and etc., I kind of freak out mentally.
I
Trying my
wanted to
best
know
be
if you
better,
watched the
much love.
video.
So this person would write an entire post of 12 paragraphs, garnering over 3 million views, attaching this image we just saw, and would essentially say, hey, listen, my sister has BPD, so I can speak on Demi. And in it, he'd argue that much of her behavior that her
Demi
haters
is
had a
Asian.
problem with was due to this, saying that people with BPD will see the world in black and white, and that they will frequently engage in DARVO, deny, attack, reverse victim, and offender. So at this point, there were many narratives being used against Demi that honestly, even I can't keep track. But look, regardless of everything, right? Whether people were using her IRL appearance, her current relationship with her boyfriend, the fact that she has BPD, honestly, nothing mattered when put up against the main thing that people were interested in, which was the narrative of her being piped on stream. So on June 16th, she would finally make a tweet addressing it, and she kept it very short, saying, if I was crazy enough to fuck on stream, I'd at least have an OF to bait engagement skull emoji. Stop forcing your cuck fantasies on others, my ass too fat to move that little. This would garner millions of views, but it would also garner many replies, and I mean it's really mixed here. Looking at the top replies, one can say that genuinely half of them are siding with her and half of them are going against her, saying, yeah dude, we have enough proof to deduce that you were actually doing it live on stream. As this was happening, Chibi would tweet this, saying, hold up, is it true she's deleting
everything.
tweets to hide evidence now? This all could have been avoided if
That's
she
the
didn't
part.
double and triple.
That's the part that got edited. So that's the part that got edited out. We
Down.
finally
My mask
got there.
ability is stronger than ever. As this was going on, he would do something that he always typically does whenever there's a conflict or drama surrounding him, which is post a screenshot of his stats, saying my stats on Twitter for the last 7 days, showing that he's gotten over 17 million impressions, which also means money since he's monetized on the website. Now, Demi wouldn't post anything for around more than 24 hours since she would make that post about how if she really wanted to get railed on stream, at least she would have an OF account. And then on June 17th, she would decide to make this post saying, I was ready to genuinely take this to the ground because of the idea that why should I ever feel bad being rude to someone who's a piece of shit? But after some
Kind of funny that Chibi deleted Demi's tweet after he was called out. Which one? The fake one? Oh, the fake one. Yeah. Well, this is why I want to know if he's gonna
take this to the ground because of the idea that why should I ever feel
he's
bad
gonna
being
make
rude
a
to someone who's
correction on
piece
the
of shit?
tweet.
But after some reflection, the thought occurred to me, do I really want to go as low as him though? And the answer was no. I said what I said because I personally think that there is no scenario that a friend group chooses the side of a fiance that cheats. I can't even fathom friends siding with a cheater. However, would I have brought it up if I knew that he was suicidal because of it? No. I admitted it in the previous tweet, so why didn't I apologize? Because he's this and that, blah, blah, blah. But I thought about it, and that kind of ideology is quite harmful. I knew I was wrong, and I admitted that twice, but I didn't apologize. So after reflection, I am sorry. I'm sorry for bringing up a memory that made someone suicidal. It was a low blow even if I didn't know, regardless of whether he was intentionally being a piece of shit. I don't want to stoop to his level. I'd rather be better and learn from my mistakes. So this was Demi essentially saying, look, I know what I did. I know I've already said it was wrong, but I didn't apologize. So at this point, I don't want to stoop as low as someone like Chibi. I do want to apologize. I had no idea that he...
Mujin tweeted 5:34, 4 minutes ago. This is 4 minutes ago. This is brand new. There's this really funny narrative going on that I showed a fake tweet from Chibi in this video, and Dan edited out after uploading for quote-unquote damage control. If you actually watch the video, you'd see that at 28:26, the fake tweet is still there, and in the video, I go through the trouble of explaining that it's false. So we established that, but he's basically saying the same thing. That's the tweet that we watch. When I did edit out was a tweet at 49 seconds by Demi that was posted by someone else. It turned out to be fabricated, so I removed it. Multiple people pointed that out after the upload. If you want to criticize the video, please bother to watch it first. Anyway, thanks for the free marketing. This is the tweet in question. All right, well, we pretty much pieced it together on our own, and then other people like completed the story. But yeah, we sleuthed it. We sleuthed it. Good job. Good job, chat. Now back to memeing.
almost left this planet due to this happening to him, so I'm sorry. I'll apologize even if you were intentionally being a piece of shit. Now, Demi had reached this conclusion, right? She felt this was the right thing to do. There were some people who supported her, but for the most part, the replies were either littered with, "This isn't a real apology, you owe Chibi more than that," and "Why did you apologize? Chibi doesn't deserve an apology." Now, shortly before this apology, Chibi would make this tweet saying, "Keeping it real and personal. I think the reason Demi attacked my personal life like she did was because 95% of the time people get away with it. You all have seen the tweets people have made about me, so the fact this blew up in the VTuber Demi's face is even a shock to me, and I know it is for her. Every post she makes has a shit ton of likes, but you're hard pressed to find a single positive comment defending her, and if you do, they are ratioed." Now, I'm not saying she...
I mean, when you do drama videos, though, it's just like, it's like unavoidable that the people you're making the videos on will have an issue with how some things are like being portrayed, right? It's happened with my last video too. It happens all the time. Mujin has somehow like avoided it a lot, besides the Saikuno thing. Sorry. And I think like he's made like 4 videos, I think, since the Saikuno. Like he's made a couple videos. But I think in the future, every time he covers the topics and people like disagree with the way the topic gets covered, then they're gonna have an issue with it.
He's botting, but I know others can push bots on someone's post. It's not normal for a post to get that many likes, like 99% of the comments totaling hundreds or even thousands disagreeing with the main post. But onto the real point, I legit have weathered so much hatred that truthfully these last few days have been nothing.
I mean, his Lego video was good too. Like we watched it on stream, I believe. The Lego video was good, it was fair. I think everybody would have agreed with the Lego video as well. Oh yeah, Mujin! Free marketing! We got everybody in chat today! LOL!
Compared to the real life pain I experienced months ago, the worst day I had is behind me and I have grown mentally stronger because of it. It's just funny seeing how I can cause a massive crash out on this scale for someone that is more successful than me. Anyways, just my throwaway thoughts on this entire situation was an extremely rare miscalculation that I didn't even expect. So here Chibi was pretty much, I guess, gloating that this had blown up in Demi's face even though she's more successful than him, while also kind of accusing her of botting, or at least her community of botting, saying that her posts get way too many likes compared to how many people are willing to defend her in the replies. What do you think? Are they bots, or are they simply employed? Up to you to decide. Upon seeing the apology, Chibi would make this tweet, saying, "After days of doubling down, Demi has finally decided to apologize to me at the end of her latest tweet. Before she did that, however, she made sure to call me a piece of shit, along with a few other things, despite saying she won't stoop low. Progress, I guess." So to Chibi, yeah, she did apologize, but it wasn't really an actual, real apology, but hey, at least... A few hours later, he would make another tweet saying, "Despite VTuber Demi offering me an apology that called me a piece of shit and she will never stoop low," Demi went on to posting this on her official Discord saying the apology was never intended for me.
Chibi and Mujin join chat. We're just missing Demi. We're just missing Demi now.
However, prior to the Discord messages, she privately DM'd me on Twitter apologizing. So this means her private apology to me in DMs wasn't sincere at all, which is why I am showing it. So this was the screenshot of what Demi said in the Discord. I'm going to read it out. She said, "I'm seeing a lot of messages here in the Discord. Please," crying emoji. "It was never for them. They would have never been any of my viewers. Look at any of their profiles and realize that I angered the group of people that I would have banned in my chat anyway, literally. I did this apology not only for me, but for my community to be able to move on. I personally think I can genuinely think someone else is a piece of shit while realizing I'm in the wrong for doing something too. And then he would show the image of her sending him a DM saying, Chibi, genuinely my bad for making you remember something that traumatized you. I had no idea when I made that first message. So look, objectively speaking, right, Chibi is wrong here. He'd say Demi went on to posting this on her official Discord saying the apology was never intended for me. I'm pretty sure he's referencing the first paragraph here, her saying it was never for them. I'm pretty sure here she was saying that this apology...
Wait, whoa. This is exactly how I understood it too. This is exactly... Big people vote no. No. Do not vote on my poll. This is also how I understood it, and I think I said that like 2 days ago. So yeah, I think I'm not the only one who read it that way.
Wasn't for anyone who was trying to slander her name, anyone who was saying that she was getting railed, anyone that was calling her a hypocrite. She would specifically say, look at any of their profiles and realize that I angered the group of people that I would have banned in my chat anyway, literally. Maybe Chibi's referencing her last sentence. I did this apology not only for me, but for my community to be able to move on. But then she would specify, I personally think I can genuinely think someone else is a piece of shit. Here she's referencing Chibi, while realizing I'm in the wrong for doing something too. Someone would reply to Chibi's post saying, I still wouldn't...
It's funny because she's like, I apologize, but you're a piece of shit, but I apologize, but you're a piece of shit though. She's like just pick one. It's like one of the sloppiest apologies I've ever seen though. But you did misread her Discord post is about her community. That is true. But her apology was also bad.
Trust it, but that's me. And then Chibi would say, she straight up admitted it wasn't an apology to me with these posts, so there's nothing to trust.
Yeah.
Again, I would think that most people looking at this wouldn't really understand it the same way, but regardless of whether she actually meant it towards him or not, Chibi was not convinced. He was not ready to let this die down.
Yeah, both can be true, but when apologizing, maybe leave that part out. Like, it's not super diplomatic.
June 18th, he would make a post saying, VTuber Demi has apologized to me, but do I accept it or deny it? Linking a video and an image of Demi's model on the ukulele apology. At this point though, people had already somewhat started to move on from this. But to the people who were still invested, there were many mixed opinions. She didn't mean this, she was forced to make this apology. Or she actually meant it. Or even if she didn't mean it, just move on already and get to something else. In this video of his, he would reiterate what he's already said on Twitter. The fact that this wasn't a real apology, the fact that her Discord message disproved what she was saying to him in DMs, while giving a full 17-minute recap of what happened so far, and of course referencing the whole idea of her getting railed on stream. Watch.
Trying to retweet NSFW of her model despite saying she doesn't want it. But even prior to this, she literally has these streams where she's making very suggestive and adult-like sounds. And you know, let's just go on a limb here and humor the fact of what some people are saying, that Demi, you know, wasn't getting, you know, stuff like that in the live stream. Okay. The sounds, the way it is presented is very suggestive. Now, I'm gonna say, I don't care if a VTuber or anyone wants to do that. What I am saying is that she had the audacity to do stuff like that within a stream, even if nothing was happening, and then goes on to do stuff like this. It's just like, you know,
the way he referenced plot by clapping just fucking killed me.
know what you're doing. Yeah, it feels very performative, it feels very hypocritical, and virtue signaling.
So yeah, it seemed like Chibi was not backing down from this. He was still using the same talking points, simply reiterating them on the video.
Oh, okay, so he's making the point that if she does suggestive sounds on stream, like he's saying, let's say it's true, but he's not actually like saying, you know, it's for sure true, but he's saying, at this point, I think he realized that it wasn't, but he's saying, even if it isn't, the fact that she's doing like suggestive sounds on stream means that she's a hypocrite for asking people not to draw her like getting...
While also insisting that other than the Discord message making it sound disingenuous, she couldn't even say the word sorry in DMs, she could only say my bad. Again, proving to him that this wasn't real. He would then end his video by saying this.
I feel like, I mean, making suggestive like sounds or making adult jokes, it's kind of like, you know, making a sex joke and then being like, yeah, but I like, it's better you don't draw porn of me. Well, we clap. Yeah, I'll get you for that, Jojo Starro. I'm gonna clap you, little bro. It's, yeah.
That's content creation. The internet will not let you forget. So even if she was to apologize to me, people, that wouldn't be enough for them. Even if it was enough for me, it wouldn't be enough for them. But I will say, if she genuinely does want to apologize, I will accept.
It's like if you make a sex joke or you make a suggestive jokes or suggestive styling, that means you consent to literally everything else. There's no in between.
An actual apology instead of these backhanded back and forth things going on, trying to label me a piece of shit just for being weird. It's just all this started from me calling you a virtue signaler. I would like to remind that. So
For Chibi, the narrative had not changed here. He was the victim, she was his aggressor, but if she's still willing to make a sincere apology to him, he's willing to forgive her. What do you think of this? Is he right here, or is he moving the goalpost to the point where Demi can never win? Now, speaking of Demi, it seems like she genuinely moved on
I don't know, I
from
can't think
this
right
and
now. I
isn't
just really need to go pee. What do you guys think?
in pursuing it further. On June 18th, the same day Chibi would post his video, she would tweet out, "I have never had this much compliments with how I look before. I've always been insecure with being a bigger girl and struggled to lose weight because of EDS and PMOS. Maybe I'll send an update photo of my progress since a lot of people are liking old tweets." This would get a lot of attention, and yet again, the replies will be very mixed. On one hand, they're not willing to let her forget what she did to Chibi unless she apologizes, and on the other, well, they were just they were just being gooners, okay? And with that, congratulations, you're all caught up on this absolute radioactive mess. Here's hoping it doesn't progress further. All right, so final thoughts. If I had to compare this to something, I would compare it to World War I. You know, history books tell you that World War I started because Austria's Archduke, Franz Ferdinand, was assassinated.
No
But after
way.
4 years of one of the most brutal wars in human history, after millions dead, do you think anyone in 1918 thinking about the war was like, oh yeah, I remember how it started? No, it had escalated to something so crazy that it didn't really matter how it started. And that's the same
an
exact
insane
thing here. How did this thing
comparison.
start? Who cares? This had blown up past the stratosphere with allegations against Demi that she was being railed on stream. This was never about what she said to Chibi or her not being okay with NSFW art of her that involved her getting railed. Look, a few years ago, this would have been petty, D-tier level drama, but if you've noticed, especially since the beginning of this year, dramas, no matter how small, seem to be dragged out and blown up way beyond proportion to the point where it doesn't make sense anymore. I don't think it's purely just because people have a thirst for drama these days more than usual, but I also think it's due to this logic, with this person right here quote tweeting the clip where allegedly Demi got railed, saying, "I'm choosing to believe that Demi is an exhibitionist and got cracked on stream, not because it's true, but because it's funny." Sometimes believing in something is just way funnier than not believing in it. And I'd say if I really had to explain why this blew up to the point where it did, it's because of this logic.
I
And if you ever
appreciate
needed
you.
a reminder as to why you should never download Twitter if you don't have it on your phone, then I think this video served its purpose in that regard. So yeah, thank you so much for watching until the end. I appreciate it so much. I'm very curious to hear what you think about this fest in the comments. On June 19th, GamerSubs is having
This isn't really compares a petty VTuber drama to World War I. Are we serious right now?
a crazy
We're there.
promotion
We're
where
there
if
in
you
the
buy any product,
timeline.
you get a sick looking shaker for free, and you can also get a 10% discount on top of that if you use the code Mujin at checkout, so definitely check it out. And if you want to see exclusive content of me, then definitely make sure to check out Stacked. I love you so much, platonically, don't get any ideas, and I'll see you in the next video whenever that is. Mwah.
Okay, I go to bathroom that we discussed. Subscribe to my channel and I will come give you kisses at night. Okay, I want to know what the Outer Wild video is at right now. One sec. Demi. Okay, I just typed Demi and it's like showed up immediately. Oh, we got to 1 million views, y'all. Oh my god. You know that one video that I did about Demi? At one point, we're about to start listening to the Outer Wilds like clips that went viral on Twitter, and then I do this disclaimer like, if you're on speaker right now, make sure you have earbuds. Like, make sure you're not on speaker because I don't know what I'm about to like walk into. And there's so many comments on that video saying basically, thank God you gave us this warning. I was literally in the shower and I ran out of the shower to stop your video because you were on speakers. 1 million views on a 4-hour video is probably 15,000 in revenue. We compared it to that Moist Critical live stream, right? She milked us, like she played us. She played us after all. She made mad money. We need an Outer Wild stream from Rima. Well, I can never top her Outer Wild stream now. This one's going into like the legend stream. Yeah, she farmed and milked us for every second of ad revenue as if this was like One Piece, you know? One Piece stretching out their manga into like 3,000 episodes. Like at one point when I was through like the, I don't know, like the number, filler number 545 of One Piece, I was like, I'm getting farm right now. I'm getting farm for all the ad revenue. Can you tell me if Demi was role-playing or actually somebody clapping him? Well, this is like guy on Twitter that's like debunked a bunch of these. You should go check it out. It's like master_jojo. And a lot of these... The problem is that she acts so fucking weird. A lot of these are like debunked. Like the one clip that got viral, there was a portion before it where she was like, oh, what am I reading? Is this e-sex? And then she starts like role-playing. I think it's this clip. She starts like role-playing. The other ones are other suggestions. But like we watched in the video, then even if now people are like, yeah, she was obviously memeing, now people are kind of moving the goalposts to, well, she's making all these suggestive sounds on stream, so she doesn't get to ask for boundaries and all of that. All in all, I think you just have to, this is a lesson, and you have to think a lot before tweeting. Like, even if it's about something you think it's innocuous, it might not be in the eyes of Twitter, you know? If you tweet about boundaries about not safe for work, you better be sure you never once made a sex joke or made some suggestive sounds or retweeted lewd artworks before. It's kind of like, I gave that example last stream, but it's kind of like when somebody tweets, a VTuber tweets that they're not comfortable, you know, having their fan art drown in a lolly style. Then all of the people that like lollies are like, you know, how dare you? I can't believe you did that. And they'll dig up their past with their being hypocrites. But the way I'm seeing it, I'm just like kind of a live and let live person. Like, I just don't, like, as long as you're not spreading misinformation, I don't really care. I think lollies are cute, but if somebody doesn't want to get drawn into lolly style, it doesn't affect me more than that, you know? It's not because I like something and somebody else doesn't like that thing that I'll take it personally. Better yet, don't use Twitter. Yeah, you can. I mean, a bunch of people in my comment sections don't have Twitter. They just get their Twitter news from me. So I'm very sorry for them. You're only getting the worst of Twitter then. How do you explain the 23315 sound? You can literally hear a wet sound. Are we back to goonstigating? Are you guys baiting me to like go back to that bot over and over again? 23315?
Fuck! Maybe read more than half of the instructions, like, okay, listen. Fuck!
Gunstigators assemble! I didn't hear the wet sound. I feel like I heard it before the timestamp.
Maybe read more than half of the instructions, like, okay, listen.
I'm hearing a crackling sound. I'm hearing like a fried sound. She's just... Okay, 157, no explanation. Let's goonstigate. Alright, 157, no explanation. Let's do it.
Thingy here. Boom. Tree there. Thingy here. Boom. If tree there... Wait, what?
What the flap? Oh no, that's gonna be the screams. No, 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 we're not getting... Okay, I'm lowering the sound. I'm lowering the sound.
I need to keep on sight everything that's already still here.
Okay, yeah, we've already seen these clips. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't sound... I don't hear the wet sound. I hear like a crackling or fry. And we watched a lot of these timestamps. None of them were super convincing. I don't know why she's scared of this part of the puzzle. Like, is it scary? Not like she's fighting a yawn. I need it. Oh, it's the thunder sound that are scary.
Okay, but I can't do that with the other.
The cackle is a campfire in the starting zone. Oh, the plant is moving and she's looking away. Oh, is it? See? Oh, that's why she's staring at it?
Shut the fuck up. Hold on, let me cook.
Ah, the plant is gone. The plant moved. Oh. Yeah, the plant did move. The plant moved to the side now. Post is unavailable. Oh, he blocked him. I don't know. Unlucky stuff on Twitter today. Why didn't Demi clarify this was all just a joke? She tried to defend it a couple times, but probably not the right way. Not for the internet, at least. I think the way you fight these things is this reminds me of like the Hassan Colorgate thing, where everybody's memeing on it. So, and the worst thing you can do is like get offended by it. So you need to just kind of lean into it, which is what now Hassan is trying to do with like Colorgate. Like he's trying to make jokes about Kaya, but it's like way too late. Where's the Rima plapping fan art? I think Sanchan made some Rima plapping fan art. If the plapping actually happened, then the most definitive proof we'll get is from Demi screwing up the explanation for the clapping and noises. Yeah, yeah. I mean, to conclude this, I think this could have been easily avoided. I think so far, people were most siding against Demi. And because this is so easily debunkable, it looks bad for everybody that like tweeted this without checking first. And I don't like seeing like, you know, Twitter mutuals falling for it. I think it's awkward, and I'd rather it doesn't happen, but it is what it is. Yeah, Demi went too overboard and quadrupled down. She didn't make herself any favors. Except for like that one Japanese dude that was like, yo, I heard that a VTuber got plopped on stream. If that's true, then based, I need to go subscribe to her. I think that Japanese dude probably liked it. Rima should do another confession stream at some point. Yeah. This could have been avoided. That sums up virtually every VTuber drama from Cinder till now. It sums up drama even before that, honestly. Making it to China is wild. I wonder if they're gonna respond to that Mujin tweet now. Manager Jojo tweeted again. He tweets, looks like Chibi's lying again. A fake tweet Mujin had to cut out of his terribly researched videos. Actually a fake tweet of Demi that Chibi spread in 2 tweets. He deleted the first version and left the second version up until silently deleting it the other day. Here's a clip that was edited out of a video.
As this was happening, Chibi would...
Oh, he's reusing this other guy, snot-nosed swaggers. Yeah. Oh, he blocked him. Okay, so I think he knows. Oh, he deleted it? Whoa, okay. Well, we don't need to call him the C word. I actually deleted the tweet after realizing people were pointing it out. The tweet was made at 12:34 p.m. MST, like 2 hours ago. It was still linkable. So he deleted it very recently. Here's a dead link. Hold up. I want to go check, actually. No, all the tweets are here. I don't understand. Oh, is he talking about the original tweet? Oh, this one. He's talking about this one being deleted. Okay. Alright, good thing I checked. Yeah, we already knew all about that. There's nothing new here. Absolutely nothing new. Okay, next. No, it's this tweet that was deleted. Which we confirmed earlier in the stream. Oh, thanks. I'm glad you like my hairstyle. Good night, Brenda Jack. Thanks for stopping back. Thanks for stopping by. There's this dude. But you know, there are some people that are actually so fucking unhinged that are going after Chibi. Like, there's this one dude. And it's such an easy W for Chibi when those happen. There's this one dude. In my opinion, after what I hear about from you about Demi, I agree that Demi isn't that innocent, but it's hard for me to be neutral about Chibi. Sorry. You don't have to be sorry. Everybody's free to make their own opinion. Well, the tweet is claiming it was deleted today after realizing it was so wrong. So hiding it? But when we started the stream, we already confirmed it was already deleted. Ah. So he just deleted it recently? This tweet claims he deleted it recently. I get it. I have no way to confirm this though. Because I should have checked this morning if the tweet was still up before going live. This tweet. No, they're claiming this tweet was deleted. There's a post by someone linking that same tweet and replied to Chibi. Chibi did the exact same thing except you post with false information is still up. Oh, here. Wait. He has the proof here. Here's my proof. At Manager Jojo, he did not delete his message on June 18 after Demi's message was deleted. Wait, this guy is a French dude. I saw some French. Ce post n'est pas disponible. French. He did not delete his message on June 18th after Demi's message was deleted. June 18, that's yesterday. Because we're June 19. Okay, what are we watching now? Okay. Never trust a French unless you're Rima. Hey, I'm French-Canadian, not French. Yeah, French dude, that's all we needed to know. Omelette du fromage. He's speaking baguette. Also, okay, I've been looking for that for so long. I'm looking for another tweet. Because I saw that some people were saying that Mujin and Demi were friends, but I distinctively remember Demi shitting on Mujin's post about powder. So I'd like to find that if I can. Wait, there's a community note? Note needed. Lying in a thumbnail is still lying. Because of the rail part? Literally everybody's complaining. This guy sounds like a mega... Oh, I found a tweet! See, that was his response to powder. And then Demi responds, oh my god, Mujin, take a step back. What she said wasn't even unreasonable or personal attack. You rage-baited yourself on this one. It's fair as Spike Emo to criticize the usage of dangerous predator in the post. You should know better as well. You know what it's trying to imply. Maybe they have an issue with the second part of the thumbnail. Because what she said wasn't even unreasonable or personal attack. You rage-baited yourself on this one. It's fair as fuck Emo to criticize the usage of dangerous predator in the post. You should know better as well. You know what it's trying to imply. Demi, please do not start defending this chick. I'm not defending her. I'm telling a friend that he lost the moment he engaged with her. Maybe they are friends then. It's a typical Mujin Demi. This is the first time he pushes BS like this. He's been called out a few times before, but he always doubles down. What the fuck is this? Although it's online, friends mean nothing. Under the next reply? Another reply? Or did I get it? Okay, I want to see this thing. Oh my god, wait, is this a guy that like tweeted 1 billion times? Oh my god! Jesus! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I just watched and took notes on Mujin full video of the Demi versus Chibi situation. It's an hour long. It's one of the most biased pieces of coverage I've ever seen on this drama. Mujin spends the majority of the video giving Chibi endless sympathy and backstory while barely criticizing him for starting the conflict, and he repeatedly frames Demi as the aggressor, even though I thought I was done with this drama. Let's go through it properly. This guy is so mad at Mujin, but for other reasons. It's funny. It's funny that both sides are upset with it. Oh my god. This is already dishonest framing. Oh, wait, whoops, I skipped a paragraph. On Mujin's opening, where he compares this to someone getting railed live on stream in 2022, right from the start, Mujin sets the tone by bringing up old Twitch drama about a woman allegedly having sex on stream. He then says, "What if this happened to a VTuber?" and immediately points to Demi. This is already dishonest framing. He's priming the audience to view Demi through the lens of that creepy and proven narrative from the very beginning, instead of focusing on what actually started the Chibi attacking her boundary. On Mujin given massive context about Chibi's trauma, hey, not wrong, 50. Mujin given context about Chibi's trauma, getting cheated on, friend group doxing, grave stuff, etc. Mujin spends a huge chunk of the video detailing everything bad that's happened to Chibi over the years. The clear goal is to make Demi look heartless for bringing up his cheating situation. Here's the context. He's picturing Mujin as some kind of like mastermind puppeteer. Here's the context Mujin conveniently downplays. Chibi started this. Demi posted a simple boundary about not wanting full nase for work out of her model. Chibi quote tweeted her, called her a virtue signaler, and refused to respect it. He provoked her publicly. Demi responded by bringing up something she knew about him. That's not random cruelty, that's matching energy after someone came at her first. I mean, he showcases all of that. People can make up their mind about it after. Mujin already also barely mentions Chibi's own toxic history. Running a $17,000 give, send, go lawsuit fundraiser never resulted in a lawsuit. Posting racist memes and giving out the N-word pass. He did talk about the lawsuit. He also showed that meme. Repeatedly making transphobic and misogynistic comments. Weaponizing his own trauma while attacking other people. Chibi doesn't get to act like an innocent victim when he has a long pattern of this behavior. On Mujin treating the railed on stream claims as credible. This is the worst part of the video. Mujin plays multiple clips from Demi's Outer Wild VOD and seriously entertains the idea that she was having sex on stream for over an hour. It wasn't over an hour, right? The idea that she was having sex on stream for an hour. He even shows timestamp people made and treats the theory with way too much legitimacy. This narrative was always unhinged. Those clips were heavily edited, taken out of context, and turned into creepy fanfiction by people who were already obsessed with destroying Demi. Multiple people, including manager Jojo, have already broken down the timing context and shown how dishonest it was. Mujin choosing to platform this instead of calling it out as the disgusting harassment it became is extremely bad faith. On Mujin, I mean, if Mujin made the video this guy wanted him to make, he'd get fucking cooked. Also found out he's part of the Chibi haters? Probably. I don't know. Mujin repeatedly framed Chibi as someone who simply pointed out a hypocrisy and got attacked for it. That's not accurate. Chibi didn't politely disagree, publicly quote tweeted her, called her a virtue signaler, and refused to respect her boundary. That's provocation. He wanted Mujin to frame like every tweet he presents with a lot more commentary. I think the way the video was made was more like, this is what happens and you guys can figure it out. And two people can look at the same tweet and have completely two different conclusions from it. Mujin acts like her apology wasn't real because she still called the Chibi a piece of shit, and because she posted in her Discord after all. No, he even took the time to debunk that. I mean, look, her apology wasn't very convincing. Like, it's not very diplomatic. And even like the DM that she sent Chibi was just like, by the way, I'm sorry. It wasn't like, you know, it felt like it was done in 30 seconds. But the way Chibi framed it afterward, when she said she told her Discord server something completely different, I disagreed as well with that framing. Final thoughts. Mujin's video is a masterclass in bias, bad faith coverage. He gives Chibi massive amounts of sympathy and context while barely holding him accountable for starting his entire situation. He platforms creepy and proven sex on stream theories instead of calling them out as the harassment they were. It's too much yap. Wait, is Jojo here? Hey manager Jojo, what's up? You did a good job with the audio splice. You did a good job on the audio splice. I mean, not a lot of people went as far as to take the time to do it. The clapping shall continue until morale improves. And from what I understood, you weren't somebody that was in the community or that was involved in this prior to that? It only took 20 minutes, really? Wait, Wait, Mizu blocked you? Okay, well... Alright, well that sets it in stone. Now I know he was right. Nah, it's old edits. I mean, I think we spoke about it on stream a few days ago. Oh, so you weren't part of the community, you just saw this and decided to debunk it. Wait, where's the... I have friends at VTuber, but I don't really get into all that stuff. Interesting, okay. So you just saw this and you were like, fuck it, I'm just gonna edit the audio. Not edit the audio, but I'm gonna splice the VODs together. I mean, the biggest mistake that we all made, myself included, was that the boyfriend VOD, we had the wrong one. According to Twitter, he's the second plapper! Well, that's kind of a trophy. Bro just did it for the love of the game, seriously. Not even people that are usually invested in situations won't take the time to like clear up misinformation. I was asking questions, someone like, here's the VODs for you to see for yourself. I was like, let me hit the download script, and that's all it took. That's it? But you even synced up the audio? Because like somebody in our community tried to sync up the audio, but because on their desktop, their clock is like messed up. Like, even though they live in the same house, the time on her desktop and the time on his desktop didn't line up. So we were having trouble, like putting them one on top of each other. Like the giveaway is I control F the transcript and she doesn't say I can't do this in VOD. Oh, okay, you looked up the transcript, yeah. Honestly, checking out the transcript is such a huge, like, time saver. It's crazy how easy it is just to work through this thing. I don't think it's that easy, like, because, like, the lies that are spread, like, I mean, you've seen it, like, what happened this morning. It's, they don't even, like, reread the tweets before pressing send, and they're racking it in. They are racking it in. They're making so much money off of these viral tweets, and they're not even like rereading it twice before pressing send. That's the craziest part. And then, like, if you're the person that's trying to debunk stuff, that takes longer. So ultimately you're like ultimately you lose on time. Yeah, he's like a Canadian Latvian CSGO pro or something that has different time zones. The way I think was finding her saying I can't do this in VOD 1. Yeah, but they live together because in VOD 2 she asked him how long the food is there and she's like, here's a Mentos. Maybe they like brought their PCs to live together, but they didn't fix the clock or something? I don't know. Yeah, you can hear her scream on his screen. Yeah, and that too, yeah. So they definitely live together. That's funny because I just typed my name to try to pull up my profile on my alt, and there's this dude that's like, hi Rima, there's been an update to the story, please cover it. Hey, listen, I figured it out. I'm like, no, I figured it out first. I figured it out first. I just didn't have a clean way to put it together. However, okay, I'll give the credits where credit is due. It was 10 times easier for me to explain it with this guy's tweet as visual. Because he had the Mujin video unedited clip. So it's the way he put this together, it's extremely easy to understand what happened. And it's like foolproof. But still, I'm like, first, the way it works here is that, like, if I do something well, then I'm taking the credit for it. But if I mess up, then we're taking the credit for it all together. It's all our mess up, okay? Okay, chat? That's how it works. Yeah, but for instance, while working for a social media company, I switched my time zone on my PC to company time because it was easier to keep track of meetings. It does happen. Oh, okay. I didn't think of that. Maybe that's why, that's kind of like how the time in my car is always wrong. Yeah, and also, like, Demi had all the wrong dates on her VOD channel. It's crazy. Everybody involved in this drama is just dropping by the stream. We're still just missing Demi. Demi Doko. Ah, yes, let's use a source from a user that actively works and gains information from KF, aka Green Reddit, to cyberstalk, lie, and SWAT people. The user spread lies like I got my balls removed from surgery, retweeting creators that work with KF and have spread fake narratives about me. Not to mention a bias source that also goes after Tectone with lies, and we know you hate Mujin. People aren't blind, you know. But it's like, yeah, that dude's unhinged, but the information is correct, though. And Why are you not addressing the claim? Are you not gonna explain yourself? Completely dodging the question. He's completely avoiding the claims. Mujin is the source. He's not, like... Mujin is the source of that guy's tweet. Yes, that guy is not... is sketchy, but his source is Mujin's video. Like, is it that hard to comprehend? I'm like tired here. Yeah, he's showing the deleted tweet. This is ridiculous. Thank you for the Twitch Prime sub, Howling. Thank you. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, they never address the claims. They always just like go attack. Attack. What's the claim about the YouTubers working with KF? Like, yeah, just... I wish he just opened the video and saw the tweet. It's just like that this guy's the only one that has the unedited VOD. Funny how you can't link the actual tweet. No wonder people don't believe a grifter like you. How could he link the actual tweet? Like, he deleted it. I mean, we have the archive. Chibi's fake tweet is still up, by the way. He only explained that it's fake without any graphics on the video to clearly indicate it. So what is this moving the goalpost shit we're doing? He only explained that it's fake, but there's no graphics pointing that it's fake. Bro, he said it's fake. What more do you want? Actual bots. As I said, he only deleted the fake Demi tweet about her BF being allegedly S8. Meanwhile, he never mentions that Demi likely used a fake Chibi tweet to smear him and then claim ignorance afterward. Holy... Didn't I say that it would only move the goalpost? Yeah, where's the red arrow? Is that what he needed? The red arrow? He never mentioned that the Demi likely used a fake Chibi tweet to... Like, they really think we're stupid. Like, and they kind of call themselves stupid. Like, do they think, like, audiences are that silly that they need graphics? Like a red arrow to show that it's not true? They need, like, Mujin to take them by the hand and be like, no, she clearly did this to smear him. He did mention that and even said internet anarchists did it too. Yeah, just watch the fucking video. And what is Chibi doing then with this tweet? Is he not attempting to smear her too? Like, I mean, this goes both ways. If we're gonna go there. This is just stupid. They're like trying to die on this hill, but they just look even more stupid. You think someone who posts stuff like this is an unbiased source? You should post the evidence yourself instead of using a biased third party. But the source is him! It's him! I guess he could have made his own tweet. And it would have been a little bit better if he just linked the archive itself. But, like, come on, man. Jesus Christ. It's, like, pretty clear cut, no? We can't die on the hill of making stuff up. It can't be like that. There's a timestamps. There's everything.
Demi would fairly
2826. Not a fan of, like, how...
She would link an image in which ChibiReviews says, went to...
I don't like... It's very scary that a lie can take so much amplitude, so much that people are now, like, you know, they're making videos off this lie. They're making videos off this misinformation. Sorry, I'm repeating myself. I meant they're making tweet off the lie. They're making videos off the misinformation. And even when it's like, it's clear, right? It's cut and dry. This is objectively, he did not put the fake Chibi video tweet in it. He clearly stated it was fake. And we're just gonna continue claiming that? It's depressing.
Walmart today and saw some cute LOLIs, which honestly made my day. Lol. So this is a fake tweet, right? Chibi never tweeted this. Many use it to hate on him because if it were to be true, this would be him admitting that he pretty much likes children, right? IRL children, and still calls them LOLI, even though they're meant to be fictional characters, right? So, you know, just straight up admitting he's a pedophile. This image has spread so much throughout the internet that there's a lot of people who believe it's real. In fact, even internet anarchist, when he made his...
Like, he's like, the tweet is fake. That's what it would mean, being a PDF file, meaning that's a pretty big allegation. This tweet has spread so much that even the internet anarchist used it in his video. he spends a good segment talking about how the tweet is fake. What more do they
video about
want?
Chibi had initially included this tweet, which later forced him to re-upload the video once he found out that it was fake. In this case though, Demi would fairly quickly remove it and edit the tweet because I'm pretty sure you can't edit after an hour had passed. But to some, the damage was already done. It didn't matter. You clearly knew what you were doing trying to slander his name, and no amount of trying to fix it will solve this. Now this tweet of course would attract many people.
And bro, I forgot about that part.
Slander his name, but to some, the damage remove it and edit the
Listen.
tweet because I'm pretty sure you can't edit after an hour had passed. But to some, the damage was already done. It didn't matter. You clearly knew what you were doing trying to slander his name, and no amount of trying to fix it will solve this.
Wait, you heard what he just said, right? Let's pull out the other guy's tweet again. Okay, I have too many tabs. Meanwhile, he never mentions that Demi likely used the fake Chibi tweet to smear him and then claim ignorance afterward. What does the video say?
Now this clearly you can't edit after an hour had passed, but to some, the damage was already done. It didn't matter. You clearly knew what you were doing trying to slander his name, and no amount of trying to fix it will solve this.
There you go! He clearly mentions it almost word for word! Hello? They are allergic to, like, if you're gonna criticize something that much, at least watch the video, please, man. Anyway, this is silly. I mean, Chibi could have, like, came out on top of this way stronger. Like, he had a lead, and he kind of just ruined it with doubling down on this. And even then, I would have respected him if he was like, okay, I made my tweet based on wrong information. I messed up. But now he's going on the attack again. Yeah, if you're going to criticize something, at least watch it. Yeah, and if you're not gonna watch a Mujin video, at least don't tweet about it. He would have to admit he never watched it in the first place. Well, if it's true, it's true. He's overplaying his hand by a lot there, yeah. Yeah, it's crazy to make that many tweets. What are we at now, like 6 tweets? Never ever watched it. Wait, I'm really fucking tired. And I'm sure I'll get my own, like, set of shit after all of this. Which is silly because really all I did was, like, state facts. It's not my fault that they're, you know, tweeting about wrong stuff. Had to step away from dinner. Did Demi ever come in the chat? No. No. Got a few people involved in the drama pass by, but none of them stayed long. Dang it. Yeah, so, anyway. Hopefully this is the end of it.